Folks, I just wanted to quickly read to you a text I got from my dear friend Chris D'Elia, the comic and star of Undateable. Mm-hmm. This is the kind of friends I have. I get this text randomly. So embarrassing. This is what he writes. So embarrassing. I kept wondering why there was mayonnaise and tomatoes on my cock. It happens like once every 2 weeks, and it's so weird because sometimes there's lettuce on it and olives too. Turns out they were mixing it up with Italian sandwiches when I went to Subway. Fucking idiot that he is.
Stupid.
He's an idiot, and
just
I
sent
want
that
you guys
straight to you, huh? Now he's never worked out a day in his life. He refuses.
He's a vampire.
And he has a decent body.
He has a decent body, but he's got a nice frame. He's got
He looks
a nice
like
frame.
yeah.
Broad shoulders. He's got some length of bone.
Broad shoulders.
Well,
that's not what I
relative to his hips, he's got broad shoulders.
That's not how I would describe him.
How would you
say
describe
broad shoulders? I would say he looks like a cross between. He looks like Ernie and Bert.
He does. Well, he's a Smurf from the waist down. I mean, I've never seen legs. He's got very skinny legs, and he wears pants that just kind of hang off his waist, and he has no concern for how wispy.
He looks
how
like
wispy his lower body is.
He looks like a bad guy from True Lies who just got off. That just had SARS.
That's not a bad. I call him he looks like an Eastern European sex trafficker. An Albanian sex trafficker. Yeah, but all due respect to Albanians.
Yes, but one that if you're going to escape, you go through him. Like if I'm looking through these guys, I'm like, well, that guy looks kind of
You run right
flimsy.
at his legs, run right at his knees.
Because the rest of them look like they're taking something.
That's right. If you run right at his knees.
They look like they're taking, I don't know, some crazy supplements.
Oh, well, you mean when you're being held captive. The muscular ones.
You want to avoid those guys.
The muscular ones might be taking supplements.
Yes.
I know what supplements I take.
If you were a bad guy, what would you take?
Well, if I'm a bad guy,
if
I got to stand guard on my, if I've got a captive and I want to stand guard and have to fight,
you have a prisoner of war,
fight off the heroes trying to release them.
Yeah. What would you take?
Well, let me break it down. First of all, I need my DHA. I need my fatty acids. I need my 3, my 6s, and my 9s. My omega 3, 6, and 9s. I gotta have that.
You can't get worn down. You need protein.
I break down. I want to look good when I'm defending. When I'm keeping somebody captive, I want to look good and shiny.
But you gotta have your mind sharp too. You
gotta have your mind sharp. Gotta have your mind sharp too. Now I need a nootropic. Gotta get a nootropic in there just to keep my memory and my mind sharp. Top of that, I need some protein.
Well, you know what?
But I might want to double up on the whey and some plant-based protein.
See, but you can't leave the stand because the guy would take off. You know what I'm saying? Like if you turn your back, he's gone.
Why would I want to leave the stand when I can go to onit.com?
Order from your phone.
You get an order from your phone, but wait a minute, and then put /fighter, you get 10% off.
Straight to your.
I can get my Alpha Brain. I can certainly get my Warrior Bar. I can get my Hemp Force Protein Bar. I can get my Dolce Whey because it makes me go, hey.
You could even say, you know what, this shirt stinks. I need a new one. Order the new On It shirt.
You mean the collab shirt?
The collab.
You talking about the collab shirt?
Collab.
With the fighter and the kid with the F and K?
The vintage Fighter and the Kid poster.
You telling me that not only are they taking care of you on the inside, they're taking care of you on the outside too? You can cloak your torso you work so hard on?
Yeah, man.
No
one's getting away from you.
Nobody's getting away.
No one. And you get 10% off if you enter promo code FIGHTER.
Onit.com. You guys know the drill.
Onit.com/fighter. Get your collab tees right now. Gray on TFATK.com. Red on Onit.com. You get both. You get the signed poster. We just knocked 500 of these bad boys out right now. Ooh, the vintage poster.
I really like those posters. Please tweet at Chris D'Elia and tell him that I was making fun of his legs.
What's going on,
I'm
buddy?
very impressed with this poster.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a good poster.
It's a poster, yeah.
Which we're giving out for free.
If you order both shirts. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works.
Good.
You run the business.
Lord.
I'll stay really.
You kind of just.
Hey, I got a question.
What?
I got a question for you, sir.
Go ahead, man.
Well, you've been in the fight game for
how long? If it has anything to do with this past weekend's fight.
No, we're not talking about Holly. We're not talking about Holly.
I'm not dealing with that.
No.
You missed too many shows.
But I do have a question. I do have a question.
No, I can't help you.
Is there a reason that since you trained with Holly Holm, you let me go on and call her Holly Holmes? Because I'm just as guilty of this. We were calling her Holly Holmes.
I know.
Well, hey, man. You know her. Can you pay attention to details?
Sorry, man.
So I don't get 1,000 fucking emails
all right. Hey,
and tweets.
You know what I like?
Home.
Hey,
Home.
Holly Holm. Hey, I like the.
You're going Holmes, and I'm like, yeah, Holly Holmes.
No, you thought it was Holmes too.
Of course I did,
We
because I don't
both
pay
did.
attention
We
to those
both
things.
did. We can.
You knew her.
You know what the thing is,
Oh,
though?
God.
I love the guys who get on social media and act like they're like 3 days late. Like, oh my God, Schaub and Callan got it so wrong. It's home. Oh, really?
They're right.
Oh, really?
I sympathize with them.
They're right, but they're idiots. Yeah.
Are they?
100%.
Why? Because
if you post it 3 days late and you see prior.
then maybe they're listening to it 3 days
No,
later.
no, they're not. Because when you go to my Instagram, you don't follow social media. When you go to my Instagram and there's 30 comments that say home, homes, and you click on comment and just add to that.
Oh, gotcha.
You need to look in the mirror like, what am I doing with my life?
Well, some people want to echo. It's mob mentality, right? She's a whore. Yeah, she's a whore. Whore. They all start shouting. Stone her. Stone her. Stone her. You know, that's what happens.
We got that, and then we got, oh
Mob
my
mentality.
God. Then we got that, oh my God, Joe Rogan and Schaub were so off calling Ronda home. Oh my God. Okay. My bad. I didn't call the biggest upset in UFC history. My bad.
Right.
I'm sorry.
We didn't know.
No, I had no idea.
I talked to really experienced fighters who were like, look, she's not going to have much to say on the ground. All right, whatever. Listen, if anybody was right, I was right.
A while ago.
A year ago.
You didn't know what you were talking about.
Of course I didn't.
Yeah.
Of course I didn't. I said something basic, but it made me look great because somebody sent me that YouTube. If we did a live podcast, maybe it was in Vegas.
It might have been a fight companion, right?
No, we were sitting there in front of an audience.
Really?
I was wearing the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Oh, that'd be the UFC Expo.
That was the UFC Expo? That was longer than a year ago, wasn't it, Evan?
Oh, yeah.
UFC Expo was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was good 2 years ago.
And I said, if somebody can stuff that takedown and keep it on the ground and she meets a real striker.
You mean keep it on the feet?
Keep it on the feet and meets a striker. And then somebody said Holly Holm. And by the way, didn't know who that was, but I acted like I did.
You're like, that's her.
That's how I was like, yeah. Didn't even know. That's how ignorant. I was like, yeah, exactly. Taking credit.
Dude.
Filling in the gaps. We all do that.
Dude, I realize I'm in the media and it's people want to know my opinion. I've given my opinion for a solid 8 hours this week on Ronda's fight with Holm. I can't do it anymore, man.
It's a liability.
On the streets, people are like, hey, man, we got a crazy fight, huh? Yeah, man.
I don't think about that. I actually think about something else. I think about just the historical significance. You are living history in a way, in that for the first time in the history of maybe the world, men are as actually opinionated and concerned with a female fight bout as they are with male fight bouts.
I don't know, but I don't want to do this now. Like, it's been so repeated over and over. Our listeners are going to be like, dude, move on.
Move on.
Callan's been busy, so you're just, you know what I'm saying? You're just getting into it.
I've been busy.
We've literally just beat this thing.
I've been busy.
She lost. Get over it. She
Yeah.
lost. Moving on.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, man?
I've been acting. Doing a lot of acting. Living the dream, as they say.
Goldbergs.
The Goldbergs.
Kingdom.
The Goldbergs has been so much fun, and they're going to have me back again. I love doing that show. I might just do the Goldbergs.
What?
Kingdom's a lot of fun, too. But it's just you get so stretched. I'm not doing this. I told you I'm not doing one-offs anymore. I'm not doing just one episode of anything.
You told your
anymore.
agent that?
It's just never happening again.
I'll tell you what, man. I did Tough Talk without you on Fox Sports Live.
Yeah.
It's just not as fun, man.
No.
Because I was there with another fighter. You know,
you need.
He's not used to doing media, so he's not exactly media savvy.
You need your playmate.
Well, the thing is, you give me a pass to be a silly fucking goose.
Yeah.
Right? You give me a pass to wild out.
I think that there should always be time in your life. I really believe this to be a complete silly goose. This world is so fucking serious.
Josh was giving us some shit about the silly goose comment.
What do you mean?
Please don't ever say that again. You're a grown man. That's what me and Callan say silly goose.
Josh sends me the grossest videos. Does he send you those videos? Like, Josh is...
I don't get down with that.
Oh, my God.
People know it. Don't send me those weird videos.
Oh, my God. It's
I
hilarious.
don't enjoy
He'll
that.
send me the craziest
I don't
videos.
like doing that.
He sent me a video of a guy standing there. He was kneeling, and a girl on a slippy slide, and she dove and slid all the way with her mouth open and engulfed his Johnson. I was very impressed. She slid on a slippy slide on her stomach. And
I don't like that. I don't like that stuff, man.
And he was
I don't like when
yeah.
my friends send me that. I'll send some of those memes. Like I sent one this morning. I think it was you, Rogan, and Eddie Bravo. I just send the three of you. It was a meme. It shows Kermit the Frog like all nervous and it says when you're at Charlie Sheen's barbecue and you see a mosquito.
Oh my God!
And did I show you?
No.
And Kermit's all like, his eyes are all big, like, oh shit.
Oh boy.
It was funny as fuck.
Oh, boy.
He's getting sued now by
Well,
6 previous girls who you didn't say.
he
that
made
had
more
AIDS.
money than almost anybody. You know, you'd be hard pressed to find an actor who made more money in TV than Charlie Sheen, and he's got to work. This is what happens when you have 5 kids and you're that much of a fuck up. You spend
He
your
made
money.
so much money on what was the show?
2 and a Half Men.
2.5 Men.
But he also, because he had a piece of that show, but he also, remember, has been keeping people quiet.
He was paying people off.
Millions of dollars.
Well, so think how much he was paying off if he said, fuck it, I just got to come out and tell everyone so they stop blackmailing me. And then everyone's like, cool, we're just going to sue you in court now. You're still going to have to pay it.
It's tough.
Think how much he was paying where that was the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Where he probably had a whole panel of people, agents, and they're like, bro, I guess just announce it so it's out there so they stop blackmailing you.
I don't want to talk out of turn, but I do know people on that show he did anger management, and I know that there was a lot of time he just wouldn't show up on the set.
That's some superstar shit. That's
Yeah,
some
but the
rock
problem
star
is it
shit.
costs you a lot of money in overtures. So when you
You
have
get penalized,
you have a
right?
whole set and you have let's call it 50 to 100 people waiting, and you don't show up for the day or 2 days. From what I have heard, I don't have proof, but I do have.
Yeah, it's just gossip.
But I know people.
Yeah, gossip in the business,
I know people
which
very
makes it pretty
well
legit.
who worked on
Yes,
that
for
show.
Sure.
And so I doubt they're lying to me because I've heard it from 3 different sources who are very reliable.
Yeah.
And when you don't
I don't
show
think
up,
anyone's surprised.
when you don't show up a day or 2 days, and that'll cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, but the thing is,
you have
when,
to pay all
when
those
he
people.
comes back to set, is everyone just like, what? You do that to me?
Yeah.
Like, let's say you just went missing for 2 days and we were supposed to shoot. We're not going to be cool when you get here.
But here's the thing. Everybody's getting paid, and the reason everybody's getting paid is because of Charlie Sheen, because they shot 100 episodes. They got a 100-episode order before they did anything. This never happens. They got
You're guaranteed
100
100?
episodes. You're guaranteed 100.
That's
Why?
insane.
Because they want to sell it to Asia and those markets. So Charlie Sheen still sells in places like Asia, so you can get your money back. So a network doesn't. They were shooting 2 episodes a week. Think about the quality. Tough to have good quality. Didn't matter. Just write those things
busted
out.
them out.
Yeah, bust them out.
They
It's
must
like
have sucked.
it's like a commodity. It's like making like shitty T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that it was hard for the people involved who were on that show, writing it and running it and
You'd be
directing
pissed,
it.
man.
And it's very, very
Because at the end of the
difficult.
day, you can save this money, but at the end of the day, it's, dude, waste of time.
I'm always
And
amazed
being
though.
a prick, it's going to catch up with you.
You know, he's and to be fair to Charlie Sheen, and again, I know a lot of people who've worked very closely with him. He is an incredibly sweet, generous guy. And anybody who works with him says he's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And I don't know an exception to that rule. He's a fuck up though, and there's a difference.
How's he so damaged? He
Who
grew up in
knows?
this business.
He has well, that might be part of it, but he has a serious substance abuse problem, has for a long time, and I think that instead of getting help the right way, maybe he didn't.
He just self-medicates with hookers and blow.
What doesn't help when you have a substance abuse problem is
being
Hollywood
rich.
and
Well,
being rich
being
in
rich.
Hollywood.
Being rich.
Being a rich actor in Hollywood.
I agree. When you're under spotlight.
That's what doesn't work. That doesn't help. And what's fascinating is when you see people who have all this success, they end up and it comes that easy or whatever. They end up not being able to handle it, and it kind of they go through the money.
Well,
Because when you make
homeboy was-
$100 million and you hate yourself that much, you're going to spend $100 million
And you're gonna get AIDS.
You're going to get broke.
You're gonna get AIDS.
Well, that's a different story.
Is it?
I don't know how
If you get
how he
AIDS
got
this day and age, you are wiling the fuck.
That's
you
a good
are
point.
wiling out.
If you get AIDS in this day and age, you're wiling the
Who
fuck
gets
out.
AIDS?
Apparently, Brie Olson on Howard Stern said that he had sex with her, never told her, but he was using lambskin condoms. Well, lambskin condoms have holes in them, so I'd be worried too. But hey,
Hell
Brie
yeah.
Olson, you take it from a lot of men on camera. I know you guys are careful in the porn
Whoa,
industry.
whoa! Just because she is a porno star,
It doesn't mean you're right.
none of those porno stars have AIDS.
They're very careful. The porn industry is incredibly good at self-regulating.
From
They
what
don't
we
need the government.
hear,
No.
from what
They
we
don't need
hear.
the government. They're very, 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 very responsible about that.
Yeah.
But having said that, yeah, you're right.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, if you got HIV, this is all hearsay now. Let's not throw him under the bridge. But if you
No,
were
he
just
said he had AIDS.
no, if he was using lambskin condoms, you might want to use real condoms. I know it feels better with the lambskin. As Dov Davidoff said, he goes, "You ever use a lambskin condom? You open it up, the whole room smells like a gyro.
Why would you use one? Because they're thinner and there's holes in
Yeah,
them?
yeah, yeah.
So then what's the point
You know what
of
it
them?
is, right? It's lamb intestine, so it's organic, so it feels really natural. I used one once.
Was it great?
It was weird, and it does smell differently.
Oh, I can't
It's
do
org-
that. You've used one?
Yeah, a lamb.
Where do you get 'em
skin.
at?
I actually haven't seen them. I mean, I don't need condoms anymore because
I've never needed them. I'm surprised I don't have more kids. Yeah.
I'm gonna look the next time I'm in a drugstore. I'm gonna see if they have
There's
lamb
no
skin.
way. Well,
condoms.
maybe Trojan makes them.
I probably lamb skin.
more
Weird,
expensive?
right? I don't know.
I
don't know.
Who the hell was like, oh man, let's cut that lamb's intestines and put it around our dicks?
Yeah. Well, that I think that probably goes back to before they had access to a lot of rubber. Before King Leopold from
makes
Belgium
sense.
ended up exploiting the Congo and killing half the population in the rubber trade. I think that's what it was. The rubber trade. We got a lot of our rubber from, you know where rubber comes from?
Where?
The sap of the rubber tree. Is that right?
What?
No, you were right about that Congo rubber trade.
Yeah.
Oh.
The Congo rubber trade was brutal. It was brutal under King Leopold and successive regimes after that, where they just make these poor people who are indigenous to the area basically tap those trees, and they died by that tens of thousands. Man,
It's trouble, man.
you all right, man? Oh, did I put you to sleep
Yeah,
with the
that
rubber
bored me
trade?
out, yeah.
But you never think about rubber coming from trees.
I thought rubber was man-made.
It is. There is a petroleum-based rubber.
Yes.
But rubber traditionally was from the rubber tree. And I don't know. Hey, look up what percentage of rubber comes from rubber trees. I'd be curious today in 2016. You know, you think about everything you're wearing. Like a lot of times it's
Mainly shoes.
rubber,
Yeah.
tires,
You
shoes,
said what you're wearing.
medical equipment. Rubber is used for so much. And bouncy balls. Let's not forget bouncy balls, you fucks.
Tires.
The interior of balls.
Where you going this weekend, buddy?
I'm going to San Antonio this weekend.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll see how you do it.
It's a tough one, buddy. This
don't
has
see
been a
how
very
you do
tough
it.
2 weeks. It's been a lot of work.
Then we have the live show in Ontario.
I don't
on
mind work. I
Wednesday
hate
night.
waking up early. That's the one thing I can't stand.
I feel sick when I wake up really
I
early.
just can't fucking
I
stand
just
it.
feel sick.
They've done studies. I talked to Russell Foster, I think that's his name. He's a sleep expert. And he said, you never get used to waking up early. He said, human beings, when people have to work night shifts, when you work night shifts,
Yeah, and they sleep into.
higher rates of cancer, higher rates of cardiovascular disease, higher rates of hypertension. Your body actually never gets used to it. When you're a radio DJ and you wake up at 3 every morning, they never really get used to it. I've talked to a lot of them. You just don't get used to it, and your body doesn't like it. It doesn't do well.
Well, is that true though? Because if you get into a routine, like let's say I left and
Even if you
lived
get
in
into a
Paris,
routine?
if I moved to Paris,
Yes,
I'd get on the
but
routine
no,
there.
your body regulates to sunlight, to the rising and the falling of the sun. So there's a circadian rhythm that your body falls into, and that's evolutionary. So when your body is exposed to light, even if it's indoor light,
So even if I block out my windows all black,
that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do.
if I do that,
you
that's
do
still not
work,
gonna help.
if you work the night shift,
I know a lot of people. Work
They'll
night
tell
shift.
you
I
to
grew up
wear-
With my best friend's mom worked the night shift.
they'll tell you to put on dark sunglasses on your drive home, and then get into a dark room. It's like basically light therapy, but you have to trick your body.
They say you never get used to it, huh?
Not it's really hard.
There's no routine.
No.
Wow.
Your body wants to regulate itself to the rise and fall of the sun, and it's really hard. But and the statistics bear it out. People who work the night shift are not as healthy. Problems with digestion, all kinds of shit.
I'll tell you
And
right
never
now,
get
I
used to
bet
it.
you're gonna be sick in the next week. I can tell you're already getting sick.
No, I'm not.
You sound different, and you're sniffling.
Well, I've been shouting. I shouted all day on the Goldbergs.
I know, boy, you got a sniffle.
I don't. Well, that might be all the blow I did to keep myself awake.
That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
So you get into the routine.
I like to toot up, and hey, you guys, don't judge me. I toot up a little bit. I just candy my nose to keep the edge off, if you know what I mean. That's
Candy
how,
on
That's
candy.
how it starts. I worked with a dude on a show. He's such a nice guy, and he was so high. He was the star of the show. I don't want to say his name. He's not around anymore.
Do I know him?
I don't think so. He was really on his way to becoming a star, and it was so funny.
He was
and we
high
were
on
in
the show?
Utah. We were in Utah, in Salt Lake City, shooting this TV show. And I remember The director saying, guy cuts like a star. He cuts like a star when you cut around him. Like he looks great on camera. And he was such a good guy, handsome as shit. And I was like, guy's going to do it. He was starring on this TV show. And he was from, I think he was from Staten Island. He was like a New York kid. And he was Irish Italian. And he was doing so much fucking blow. And I noticed he was doing blow the night before because we were at a casino. We had shot in Nevada and we shot in Utah. And we were at this casino and he was so high. And I was like, that guy's doing blow. I was like, hey, what's up, bro? All right, man. I was like, I think he's high. The next day, I see him come out of his trailer. We're waiting on what's going on. And the director goes, don't ask. I go, what? He goes, ugh. And he walks away. And he comes out. He's got sunglasses and they're on crooked. And I went, oh, boy. And he goes, hey, man, how you doing? All right. And he was so high. I go, that guy's fine. He's so wired. And he had to say the word enunciate. And he's got the guy, he's interrogating the guy, he's playing a cop, and he goes, what's that, bro? Hey, you better enunciate right now. The guy goes, cut. It's enunciate. He goes, huh? He goes, it's enunciate. All right, I got it. Yeah, I got it. And can you fix your glasses? Fix your sunglasses? Hey, what? You just fix it. You could just get it. And and he keeps sweating. And they had to keep coming.
Sir, anyway,
I've never seen anything like this. And I remember watching this guy, and I'm not exaggerating. And you know I exaggerate. But I am telling you that 10 times, and I mean 10 times, he goes, what's that, bro? You better enunciate because we can't hear you. Cut. It's actually enunciate. So finally he goes, what's that, bro? This is the 10th time. You better noun. What the fuck is that word? What the fuck is that word?
Freaking out.
Fuck you guys. Fuck this.
out.
And he runs off.
Freaking
and
out.
The director who's a well-known guy, goes like this. He goes, well, guys, that's the end of that career.
Was it too?
It was the end of his career. I saw him at the Playboy Mansion probably 6 years later.
Living in the bushes.
He was living in the bushes.
Of the Playboy Mansion.
He was living in a small hole in the bushes, behind the
Jacking
bushes.
off for the people around the pool for coke.
He shows up. He's just a wisp of what he was. He goes, he recognized me. Hey, man, you remember? I go, I do, man. How you doing? All right, man. Yeah, what's going on? I go, how are you doing? I just had to hear. He goes, you know what, man? Yeah, no. He goes, yeah, no, I'm doing good. Yeah. I go, whenever somebody answers the question, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, things are good. Yeah, no. Whenever you hear that, yeah, no, I'm doing well. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I got this project. Well, you got some serious problems. Good. It was so funny. Oh, yeah, no. That was the night. I'm with Jeremy Piven. At the height of his powers, when Entourage was the biggest thing, he couldn't have been more famous. When you go to the Playboy Mansion, you have to take a shuttle to the Playboy Mansion, not Jeremy Piven. He and I drive up. We drive up in his awesome, whatever it was, car. I think it might have been BMW's concept electric car.
Was the i8? How long ago was this?
Well,
no, it wasn't out then.
I know. He had some really special car that they were testing out. Anyway, long story short, we get there, and that was the night that everybody's all over Jeremy, and finally Jeremy has to get away from these people, and we're kind of hiding behind this little thing, and it was all these football players. It was a lingerie party, and just one smoke show hooker, girls in body paint, and just hookers. Sorry, older dudes like me, with hair transplants and hookers.
That's what they want, though.
Yeah, and then athletes, and then stud athletes who are in a banging the girls.
Sounds like a great party. Yeah,
so
you guys watch.
If you want to have sex with stud athletes, or if you want your rent paid, you go to the Playboy Mansion.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm looking at this blonde silverback. He's a blonde silverback, and there's no other way to put it. He is somebody shaved a gorilla, and dipped him in blonde skin dye. And left the hair on his head and dyed that blonde.
What team? I bet I can guess this guy.
So there's a guy who keeps walking up to him, and the guy has, and Jeremy will tell you the story. The guy has a tight tank top on. He's got a tight, expensive.
Sir, no. With jeans or is he in
with jeans, sir?
Nope.
With jeans, sir. Hold.
Can't do that.
Hold and
Unless
high
your
tops.
name's David Bowie, you can't do that.
High tops with tight jeans, a fake tan, and a white, expensive tank top.
Oh, he was looking to fuck.
Already.
You.
Oh, correct. Already,
You, sir.
already no, sir. Already no. Not gay. Just hyper, trying to be sexy with a chain and his eyebrows were well manicured.
But there's nothing sexy about
And
him.
and he's all chest. He's all chest and shoulders. Obviously, never done a sport in his life. And he keeps coming up to this giant blonde silverback, and I'll tell you who it is in a sec.
I can already guess.
And he keeps looking at him and talking to him. And the next thing I know, I hear Jeremy go, Jesus Christ. And I look at where he's looking, and the blonde silverback has this gentleman who's about 185 over his head, like he's pressed him over his head. He's not got him over his head.
Like
He's
an
kind of got him.
upright press.
He's got him, he's got him like when you'd have
Like
the
a
bar.
power clean?
Yes, when
Yes.
you'd have the bar there. And then he jerks him up and throws him on his back.
Is he neck and balls like this?
He's got him by the belt.
Yes, and then
And
the head.
yes, and the neck.
Yep, it's the only way to do it.
Is that right?
Yes.
You've done this before?
Maybe.
All right, big guys like you would know how to do this. And by the way, part of me dies even telling the story that I've never been able to do that to a grown man and that I never will. There are two things I'll never be able to do.
Well, you make no money doing that.
Well, it doesn't matter. There are two
you
things.
get no girls doing that.
There are two
either.
reasons that I hate myself, and I'm being dead serious. One, I can't dunk a basketball. Two, I can't
Losing
grab
your
a man. Well, losing my hair, that's all right. I've already given up on that. One, I can't dunk a basketball. Two, I can't grab a man by the throat and the fucking belt buckle and clean him up, then press him
So
and throw
he
him on his
picked
back.
this dude up.
In the Playboy Mansion.
Spiked him in the pool
Yeah.
on concrete.
It was there was when you go to the Playboy Mansion, these parties, they'll set up a huge tent, and
Yes.
it's kind of outside.
Yeah, it's
And
in
I
the
think-
courtyard there, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I think if I remember, maybe it was on grass, but I don't think so. It felt
Either
like it was
way,
wood. Doesn't
either
matter.
way.
And this giant silverback has him in the air and just throws him on his back, and that's what I see when Jeremy goes, Jesus Christ, gadoosh, and the guy goes, oh.
Knocked the
He
wind
goes,
out of him.
"Oh," and his head slowly rises, and he kind of crawls to his side, pushes himself up, and walks away
What are you gonna do?
with his head down.
Poor guy.
And the gentleman subsequently, in about 2 minutes later, the blonde silverback comes up and starts to talk to us because he sees Jeremy Piven, and then we're surrounded by a forest. We're surrounded by
big dudes.
a forest of men.
Yes.
It's a forest of defensive linemen.
Offense lineman. If it's the guy I'm thinking of, he plays offense.
What's
and
his
I
name?
played against him in college. Richie Incognito.
God damn, dude!
Yes.
That is very. How did you know that was him?
Wow. Yeah. I played against Richie in college. Richie played with Joe Kloppenstein in St. Louis, and I've heard numerous stories about
That's
him.
crazy. He is
Yeah.
the biggest, strongest man in the world.
And he's also very, very aggressive.
He's got a Napoleon complex.
He was suspended in the NFL for bullying another guy.
Ah,
for bullying
I love
Jonathan
that.
Martin.
I love that guy.
He's a good player.
And he was.
Hell of a player.
I
He
asked him.
bullied another grown man in the NFL and got suspended for it. What?
So he's an offensive. I thought he was defensive.
No.
So-
he was a center.
So I asked Richie.
he's guard now.
I asked Richie. Can you look that up, please? I asked Richie Incognito. I said,
Plays for the Buffalo Bills now.
what do you? I didn't even know he played football. I swear to God.
What'd you think he did?
Well, I knew he did something, and I said, he was talking. I said, "You play football?" He goes, "I play some football." And I said, and then I realized what he was a pro, and he was around these other guys who were big pros, and they were celebrating another guy who'd signed a $30 million contract for being a defensive
Lineman?
tackle or something.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a giant Samoan guy, and I just, you know how I am around giants. I love taking them in, and I want to know just how strong they are. And I asked Richie Incognito how much he squats.
He's one of the strongest guys in the NFL.
He said, "Well, right now my knee's kind of torn up, but I mean, I did about 805."
You're talking about a freak.
805.
A freak.
805.
He tore it up in the combine. Athletic as fuck. And just Richie Incognito is the type of dude where you want him like he's a bitch to play against, but you want him on your team.
You want him on your team.
He's just a dog.
He's-
Dirty, just strong as fuck.
He's just a warrior.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Let me repeat this. He got suspended for bullying another NFL player.
And you see how big that NFL player is, by the way?
I think it was a second-round draft pick from Stanford,
Yeah.
Jonathan Martin.
Yeah, Jonathan
I think
Martin.
he's with the Niners now.
And I got to tell you, I'm sure Jonathan was taking it, but Jonathan, you're
Stick
king,
up for
you're
yourself.
king of the beast.
You're huge.
Fight him.
You're
Fight him.
huge.
Fight him.
You're
Next time it
huge.
happens, you fight him. When you're that big, I'm telling you, if I'm that big, if I'm even a little smaller, I'm fighting him. Even if I take a beating, you're not going to bully me. I'm a grown man.
Well, no, now,
bully me?
now wherever you go, people are going to make fun of you.
Bro,
What?
you went and told on him. and you got him in trouble for bullying you? Hey, bro.
Well, you lose all respect. Guy code out the window.
You're right. You're a giant.
How about I've
the guy.
heard stories of.
I'll fight him now. Keep going.
Well, you'd have to. It's just your name.
As a man,
you have to.
As you know, I know I'm going to take a beating. I'd rather punch Richie Incognito and then get beat up.
I've
than
heard
be
of
bitched out.
I've heard of Richie Incognito. You know, he signed a big deal when he was at St. Louis, and then he went to the Dolphins, and I think he's at Buffalo now. But he was the guy that would show up when you get your checks, couldn't wait because he's paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, sure, he's reckless. He's reckless.
You don't get
I
that
love
way.
those impulsive giants. He's a reckless giant.
That's what I've heard.
Probably from constantly getting his head.
Played at University of Nebraska.
They say when you have head trauma.
I don't think it's
you
that. I
become
think
impulsive.
that's a cop out.
He's
He's
just that
always
guy.
been that way. That's yeah, man. There's a lot of rappers who make money. They spend stupid shit. We hear all these athletes. You ever seen 30 for 30 broke? It's the most depressing thing you've
Yeah.
If you're an athlete, I can finish it. I was like, oh my god.
My buddy Jerry McFadden, who I'm throwing him under the bus. Jerry was always the guy who got kicked out of college for fighting. It's the famous story of him with the Philly cops. They start beating him up. They release the police dog. He kicks the police dog in the ass. The police dog goes running after a jogger, so they drop charges. He kicks and he fights all these cops. Another story, he's in the park. He's fighting with this dude. They get in a fight.
Wait, did he go broke? What's this got to do with 30 for 30?
Just the point of some giant guys who you can blame it on head trauma. Here's the point I'm making.
Same thing, yeah.
So he gets in a fight in the park. All of a sudden, these homeless guys grab him, and he starts being dragged, and he starts to freak out. But he's like, because he was 275 and just all muscle.
Thick dude.
And he goes, why are these homeless guys so strong? And he starts to be, because they got his legs and he can't get him off. They were undercover cops dressed as homeless guys, and they were working on a sting because there was a criminal activity there. So all these cops are working a sting, and he fucks it up with this fight. They have to break it up. They go, you blew our fucking cover. Anyway, long story short, I go to his father's funeral, and I talk to the people who grew up with him, and I go, has he always been just a guy who's just willing to fight at the drop of a hat and fight fucking a football team? And he goes, he's always been that way. He's just a devil.
Well, people want to chalk everything up to brain trauma these days. It's weird.
Some guys are just aggressive.
What's their personality?
Yeah.
We're not all the same.
Yeah.
Chalk it up to whatever you want. Some people are just batshit crazy. It's not a mental issue. They're just different. They don't follow in the same line as everyone else.
But don't you
There's
also
nothing,
think...
You need that. I was at dinner the other day, and this lady has a 6-year-old kid, and she goes, I was on the playground, and this little girl called my girl weird, and I freaked out and got in the girl's face, then went and told her mom, your daughter called my kid weird, blah, blah, blah. And, me, I don't hold back. I'm like, that's stupid to do.
Right.
She's like, why? I'm like, well, first of all, you gotta let her battle her own battles. Yeah. First of all, second of all, you just fucked her. Because where I come from, if someone called me weird and my dad came and defended me, what? You're screwed, man. And it's this whole bully mentality. She goes, well, she was being a bully. I'm like, then she needs to get bullied. It builds character. Well, if you keep them this weird shell, they're fucked, man.
Although my son ended up hitting this little girl on the playground, and the woman was looking at my wife going, your son has evil, beady little eyes. Evil eyes. She's making fun of my son. My wife was like, see ya, and just took off. How about this? In Utah, Salt Lake City, one thing you'll notice is there are a lot of Samoans and Tongans. Do you know why? Because in Utah, when the missionaries go to Tonga and they go to Samoa, they are basically saying, come to our church. And the Mormons have a really good program where if essentially you convert to Mormonism, it's very easy to get U.S. citizenship.
Plus you go to BYU or Utah.
Yes. And it's American Samoa, so you're already, I believe, an American citizen, but you can come to the United States and you have a whole support system, and it's the opportunities for employment and stuff. So you get all these Tongans and Samoans in Utah, which I couldn't understand because my parents live in Park City. I was like,
there's a lot of
Samoans. And so God bless, right? But this one couple I meet, and they're really kind of an upscale New York kind of yuppie couple, and they're just kind of really, those people you say, like, oh, you went to Ivy League schools, man, you guys are clean. You look at really rich young people who've come up through the Ivy system, and they look clean. They're tall. They're a lot of times they just look. They're like they come from like English, German
It's hard
ancestry.
for me to get along with those people.
Well, either way, they're very formal. They tend,
Yes.
they're not. I'm a little bit more of a dog. I feel like a mutt.
It's hard for me to relate to those.
They feel a
guys.
little bit pure breed, right? Of course it does. Of course it is. We don't have to go into. Well, one of the things
Of course it
I
does.
said, how are your kids liking school? Well, they like it. The thing is that there tends to be the playgrounds are pretty dangerous, and I go, why? She goes, well. The thing is that there are a lot of Samoan and Tongan children, and they're so much bigger and stronger than our kids. They just have a different bone
like
structure.
bowl 'em over.
Yeah, so and because they're so big and strong, and they start to, it's like Bam Bam from the Flintstones. They're like, ah, and they're just like, I'm going first.
Fucking
Fuck
white
you,
kids
little
up.
white kid.
Yeah.
See you later.
See ya.
And so her kids
Beat it, nerd.
Her kids are like, she goes, my kids are piñatas. They're like little fucking balls in a machine, like dang, and like move them out, and they're just their presence. They're just so thick and strong, and they're not pussies. Samoans and
Super
Tongans,
tough.
their culture also is a very disciplined culture.
I think they're born with those tattoos,
Dude,
with
man,
like those
it's a
fucking
warrior
etched
culture.
Warrior
Yeah, they're not
tattoos.
fucking around. They don't baby their children. They figure it out. But when you're a kid who's built like me, and I was so skinny, you throw me in a group of Tongan and Samoans, that's gonna be a problem.
I was skinny too when I was young, man, but you figure it out.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Were you skinny, or were you always just bigger
No, I
and
was
more
super.
athletic?
No, I was super skinny.
By the time you were
I was
8 years
athletic.
old, you were already more athletic than everybody.
I was athletic. I was athletic.
You're
but
Samoan, bro.
I was super skinny.
Hey, bro.
I'm Samoan.
Look at me. You're 100% Samoan, and you'd be fine. In
I
a
think
group
The
of
Rock's
Samoans.
my brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Don't try to. Hey, man. Excuse
That's
me.
what you do to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
win.
don't try to act like a pro athlete.
Yeah, you do.
You don't try to act like a fucking
Simple white guy.
170-pound white guy, okay? Don't try to be on my
The
side
roles
here.
reversed, my man.
Hey, yeah, I know. I was a skinny kid too, Bryan. You and I together.
I hear you, man.
Nah.
Fuck bullies, right?
You're darker, and you're a giant.
The struggle's real.
Yeah, I put you in with a bunch of Samoans.
Oh, we're all gonna get along.
Not only that, I can't tell the difference. How about that?
I might be leading the pack.
100%. I go, oh, that Samoan looks like he's in really good shape. That's what I say. I don't say, you even got the tattoos.
Look at the skinny Samoan.
Right.
I'd be skinny for a Samoan.
Barely.
Barely.
Yeah. You're 255.
I'd be like on that verge of thickness.
Yeah. You're as strong as any. I saw you beat up Samoans. I've actually seen you beat up a Samoan.
This
A
is
trained fighter. I've seen you beat him up very easily.
Thick Samoan.
Yeah. So just don't have it. You have
Sorry,
nothing in
man.
common with me.
Sorry, bro.
That's all right, buddy.
Sorry, man.
I miss doing the podcast. I don't like missing the podcast.
Yeah.
It makes me a little crazy.
Does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, we got a busy schedule coming up, don't we?
We got our
We got 100.
we're selling a lot of tickets on this West Coast tour, which
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very excited about. I can't believe we sold this quickly.
Me neither.
It's crazy.
Me neither.
It's
We just
so
got an email
flattering.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I figured we wouldn't sell out to about January.
There's still tickets left for Portland. Some tickets left for San Francisco. I mean, some tickets left for very few tickets left for Sacramento.
Seattle and Portland are the two that
Well, those are our
those
theaters.
are the big dogs. Those are theaters.
Yeah.
You sell those out, we're on to something.
selling
hey,
very
Seattle, Portland.
Get your tickets.
Portland, bring your Clyde Drexler jerseys. Seattle, bring your Warren Moon, Steve Largent,
I will
Ricky
tell you
Waters
this, I will
jerseys.
promise you
Let's
this.
sell this thing out.
I will promise you this. You're going to laugh for 2 hours.
Straight
And
up.
I think
We're getting better and better each show.
and I'm going to advocate that we shorten it up a little bit.
You think?
We'll
Tighten
try.
it up a little
We'll
bit?
try.
It's tough. You and I just go. You know what?
But they were laughing the whole time, and
They
people
were,
wanted longer. I thought it
agree.
was too long,
Yeah,
just
I thought
as
it
a
was
comic.
too long. The vibe I felt it was too long.
And then
but-
we were shaking hands, and they were like, "We liked it longer."
Yeah, because I like to ask. I like feedback when we're doing questions. I'm like, "What'd you guys think?" I'm like, "I felt like it was a long." I'm like, no, I wish you guys would have done
It's
more.
all new for us.
Yeah.
Live podcast. What?
Live show.
It's a live show.
Definitely not a podcast.
It's better to say live show
Yes, if
because
you think
there's a
it's not a
difference.
podcast.
No.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
The thing is I think where we're gonna be able to tighten it up is on the questions. We're still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't think we do as many, but last time we got a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
We're in Ontario Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
By the way,
it's
you
all
wait-
I care about.
You wait for
I don't
that
give
crowd.
a fuck about turkey.
You wait for the Ontario crowd. Those guys are awesome. That is the Ontario. When you do stand up in Ontario,
I don't know where it's
the
at.
Inland Empire. It's the Inland Empire.
Where's it at?
It's a lot of people of like Mexican origin. and working class, and they're the best audiences. They just come to laugh, and they're in a good mood.
Now
and they're
Arizona,
fucking great.
I can't wait.
That's
my holiday.
Yes.
I could give 2 shits about Thanksgiving or Christmas. I care about live shows and working.
Working class people.
Holiday does nothing for me. In Arizona though, it appears we have just male fans.
Oh yeah.
The crowd was all dudes.
Don't kid yourself. It's
Hey, sing Big Dick Bandits.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow, we're a bunch of big dick bandits.
I always feel like there's a bunch of guys and they drag their girls. Their girls literally like, huh? What's going on?
Why?
You got to see these guys. We love it. Yeah. It's not. Let's put it this way. There are.
We're not exactly.
I've seen one good-looking girl.
We've seen one.
I mean,
there's good-looking.
They're
girls.
good-looking girls.
But
I don't want to
it's not
insult
like-
any girls, but
Hey, fellas, but don't go there if you're looking for a date.
right. It's not.
Unless you're gay as shit, you need to sign up.
Exactly.
If you're gay, you're looking
Right.
for a dude.
Yeah. If you and I
Find
are
the
single,
kids to
if
play
you and I
for
are
you.
single at a fighter and a kid show, we're still going home alone. Unless we
You
like
speak for
banging.
yourself,
Unless we
but
like
yeah.
banging guys who look like us.
Yeah, in the shirts that we designed.
That's right.
It's
I
all-
literally take a picture. I'm like, oh look, a bunch of guys that could be. I could be
they all
related
look
to.
just. We all look
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
alike.
Oh look, dudes, it's pros.
I can't wait though, man. We got a lot of people coming too.
Yeah.
Joe Klopfenstein's gonna be there. Big Klop
Really?
will be there. Yep. I'm gonna call him out.
No
so everyone
shit.
can see the size.
Let's
of this
bring him up on
fucking guy.
stage and make him take his shirt off.
He's gonna listen to this.
Klopp, hey
Hey,
Klopp.
can he stay at your house?
Yes, Klopp. Of course he can.
Wait, but are you out of town?
Yeah. So he can stay
Is your
there.
wife gone too?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
You need a place to stay.
We're all gone. Hey Klopp, you're coming on stage. You're taking your fucking shirt off.
And
I'm going to take my shirt off.
Dick out.
And I'm going to take my shirt off. And
So
we're
the
gonna
people can see the difference?
I want to show the difference.
Like
we're
a
going to
before
do
and
we're going to do a 360.
It's kind of like the Bane. If you've ever seen Batman and Robin Forever, when
Yeah.
Bane's all skinny and they inject him all that stuff, that's
Yeah.
what it's going to look like.
Yeah, that's literally what we're going to do. I want people to see the
Klopp,
difference.
it's going to be your first stage.
Don't be a
presence.
fucking baby, Klopp. You're taking your shirt off.
And if you want to feel frisky, he wears. You know what? The only underwear he wears.
Yeah.
He wears the bikini cut men's draws.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
And I'm being dead serious here, not trying to be funny. It would almost be a crime to
not get
not
his
have
piece
him
out?
show his horse ass. He's got a horse ass and legs. His legs and ass
This might cancel
are
our
as
tour though.
well. They're as
now you're getting a
impressive.
weird-
It's not. They're as impressive. His legs and ass are as impressive as his upper body. And I feel it would be almost
Disservice.
robbery and a disservice to not showcase.
I mean, we
his
might
lower
just
body.
want to go all out and have Jay get his big hoggy out and just give the crowd a real gift.
Forget the hogs.
Just give the crowd the gift.
Yeah.
Hey, Shark Eyes, Doll Smile, get your hoggy out. Klopp, bend over.
We just have
The
Jay
whole
come out
crowd
with his
stands
teeth
up,
hanging out.
standing ovation.
And here's Jay's dick.
You're welcome.
His dick.
10-minute show.
Yeah. Notice how I say dick. I have to drag it out. A lot of eyes in the dick because it's so big. His dick.
It'd be a bad show.
Looks like one of those balloons the clown blows. Yeah. There it is.
I'm looking forward to it, though. I wish you were around this weekend. Let's do some fight picks. We got the big boxing. Let's do some.
Can I get my $100?
Hold up. Can I get my $1,000?
For what? Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Watch your fucking mouth.
I gotta write you a check.
Yeah, you kind of do. It's all right. We'll figure out when the T-shirts come. Anyways, Ev, let's do some fight picks for this weekend's Mexico card.
But I did win the Whitaker.
You did.
Sure.
Yeah.
You called that, brother.
Yeah.
Good call. Yeah. Uriah Hall didn't. That's tough.
Yeah, tough loss for him because he shouldn't have lost that in a way.
Well, you can't say that.
You're right.
You're taking it away from Whitaker now.
You're right.
I hate when fucking people do this.
You're right.
Why would you take away from Whitaker? He looked great.
He did. He worked hard for that win.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a bad for Uriah Hall. It sucks. He had momentum finally beating Gegard and then
Tough.
zoink. Welcome to the UFC.
Welcome
baby.
to the UFC. Yeah.
Let's do boxing first. Canelo Cotto. I'm having people over to the new crib for this fight, by the way.
Yeah. From
When I say people over, 4 people.
I'm gonna make my call. I will. My call is
bet on
100% Canelo. And the reason I'm choosing Canelo is he's just younger, he's bigger, and he's stronger, and it's a lot for a great fighter like Cotto to manage. Cotto's is 36, I think, and as great as he is, it's a tough one. And I'm saying that from talking to a sparring partner with both of them, who has a lot of respect for both of them, and basically says that
So you're regurgitating what he said to
Well,
you. So you don't have your own
he would
opinion.
know. He would know.
So you don't have
He'd
your
know
own
better.
opinion.
I'll go with his point of view because he's boxed those guys.
So I'm betting him. So I should just bet him.
No, I'm betting Canelo because of
that guy
sparring
told you.
partner who went many, many rounds with both of them. I know you're skeptical, which is so weird because he did.
I know this guy.
That's the reason he's training with Freddie Roach because Freddie was so impressed with how he did against those guys.
Yeah.
And he
He's a
said
light
that
heavyweight,
Canelo
yeah.
is so strong. He's not a light heavyweight. He fights at 147.
Who fights at 147?
The guy I'm talking about, the sparring partner. The sparring partner I'm talking about.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, you're so wrong. He does not fight at
What was
147.
his last fight?
Oh, my God. Look it up.
I'm going to right now.
I'll just bet him since you're regurgitating it. You want to bet? I'll take. Give me Vegas odds. I'll take Cotto.
Oh, beautiful.
It's 2-1.
Oh, beautiful.
All right,
You got it.
$100.
Yeah. Now, what
Double
is
or
that?
nothing.
Double or nothing. What do you mean by Vegas odds? What does that
So
mean?
Cotto's plus 250. Look up Vegas odds, Ev. I think Cotto's a 2-1 favorite. He's either plus 200 or plus 250.
Say again.
He's either plus 200 or plus 250.
Explain to me what that means.
So if I put $100, I would have to put.
Welterweight. The person I'm talking about is a welterweight.
So welterweight in boxing is not 147.
We've got Canelo going off at minus
Type
290
in
and
welterweight.
Cotto going off at plus 260.
Plus 260.
Because I don't bet and I'm stupid this way.
So look, plus 260, I'll bet you $100. So if Canelo wins,
Yeah.
you get $100. If Cotto wins, you have to give me $260.
Oh, beautiful. Of
okay,
course.
deal.
Yeah, 100%.
Deal.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
See, I think it's gonna be close. See, I like the only if there's no money on the line, I would take Canelo. Since I'm betting Callan, I like my odds because I think it's a way closer fight than plus 260. I think it's a dog fight, and I think it could go in either way. I think Cotto's gonna start off and get some rounds early on, and then Canelo's gonna pull away at the end. But it might not be enough. It might be, but it's gonna go to decision.
Really?
I think it's a close fight. Did you look up welterweight in boxing?
I'm trying.
Can you look it up?
Yeah.
Just have that.
Yeah, I'm
do
on it.
All right.
So we can keep doing the show.
Yeah. I just like to look these things up. Because welterweight in UFC is 170, right?
170.
Yeah. Welterweight in boxing, I'm going to say, is 147, 145. And yes, it's 140 pounds. Thank you. So I'm right.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. I don't think he's a welterweight.
Well, I train with him 3 days a week, 4 days a
Between
week.
140 and 147.
Yeah.
Welterweight. I don't think he's a welterweight.
He is. I talked to him about it. I train with him 3-4 days a week. He's not heavier than me. He's lighter than me. He's 5'11" and very light. Anyway,
We're talking about the black guy.
no.
I'm talking about the black guy.
Oh, I'm talking about no.
I'm
That
talking about
I know
the
who you're
black
talking
guy.
about. I'm talking
That-
about.
how
I'm
big's that
talking
black
about-
guy?
No, I'm different. Oh, I understand.
You're
What
talking about the South African.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm talking about the black guy.
Oh, no,
He's
no.
huge.
Oh, yeah, not that
Who was
guy.
Triple G sparring partner?
Oh no. I'm sorry. That's why. No. The one I'm talking about is
The South African who
it's
lost.
Chris Van Eerden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
trains with them. That's why you were skeptical.
I was like, what are you
oh,
talking
I was
about?
like, whatever. Chris was a world champion.
Yeah. Chris
Yeah.
world champion.
Chris-
I'm talking
Chris-
about the black guy.
No.
I forget his
That's
name.
David. David, great
Yes.
guy. Great guy.
But he's big. He's thick.
He's 220.
So when you tell me he's
220.
yeah, I was like, what are you
oh yeah,
talking
no.
about?
Chris Van Eerden, who is the what,
just
is the
lost,
sparring
right?
partner for he's a sparring partner for both
Correct.
Cotto and for Canelo.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And I hate God, I'm throwing him under the bus. I don't want to say that but he just believes that, but they're both great fighters. Has a lot of respect for both, and
Oh, Wes wants to train with him. Chris Van Eerden.
yeah, no problem. Frank Grillo does now. I'm hooking him up.
Yeah, Wes wants to train with him.
Box and
I
Burn.
was just talking to him
a great
last
gym.
night. Yeah, I was just
everybody.
talking to him last night.
Yep.
How about fucking speaking of boxing, we'll keep going to these fights, but how about Josh Wolf had Tony Jeffries on his podcast, and he had Tony's almost in tears because he's going through how he's been punched 55,000 times in his face.
Yeah.
And he told him the other day he ordered an Uber, and then the Uber came, and he was like, "What the fuck you doing here?" He's like, "You ordered an Uber, man," and he had no regulation, nothing of ordering an Uber.
Really.
And he was like, "Aren't you worried with your kids and stuff?" And Tony was almost in tears. He's like, "Hell yeah, I'm worried about it."
Yeah. Well, we love Tony, so that
That
worries
doesn't
you.
help any brain trauma, yeah.
That worries you.
Trouble, right?
Yeah.
What other? So the bet is $100. I got Cotto. He's an underdog, so don't give me shit. Oh, Shab's always wrong. No. He's a 2-1 underdog. I just like the odds, the money odds.
Yeah.
If I'm picking straight up, if it was even money, I have Canelo.
Yeah.
If they were both minus 100, I got Canelo.
Yeah.
But for this bet, I'll take Cotto.
Okay. Good. I'm so glad.
That's a good bet.
It is good.
Yeah.
Cotto's a great fighter, and
I think he's gonna jump out early with his experience.
Yeah. Tough.
And you look at their common opponent, right? Mayweather. Cotto did way better than Canelo did. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Granted, it's different styles.
All
right,
experience.
let's break down some of this UFC card, Ev.
All right. Well, for being totally honest, I know for sure you're not going to know almost any of the guys on the first 3 fights of the main card. So we're just going to jump.
You'd be surprised. You know I do UFC now, correct?
All right.
It's
You asked
international.
for it.
Well, the thing is I have Callan here. So give us, is there any, we wouldn't know any of them.
Give me the names.
So we got Efrain Escudero versus Leandro Silva.
Of course I know who Efrain
This
is.
is the only one
Yes.
that you have a shot at knowing.
All right.
All right.
Next one is
We both go. All right.
Horacio Gutierrez versus
Horacio.
Enrique Barzola.
All right,
I
guys.
know Gutierrez.
Gutierrez is 3-1.
Great.
Not really sure how this
He's
guy
from
here.
Tough Latin, right?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yes.
Next one is Eric Montano versus Enrique Marin.
Tough one.
Okay, and then what else you
And
got?
now we got to ones that you probably
Well,
that
but
you
Brennan's
will know.
really bad with names, so if you've got those names that I'm having trouble with,
Yeah.
Mr. over here is definitely not going to really.
I mean, obviously I know.
Can you repeat one of those names besides Efrain?
Escudero and Gutierrez.
Not bad, buddy.
Well, UFC now I have to break all this stuff down. It's international.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
All right.
They
So let's
pay
get
me.
into
That's why they pay me.
That is why.
It's tough. It's the first time though.
Yeah.
Like my first time I had to do UFC Tonight. It was a Brazilian card. I didn't know any of the names.
That's tough.
None of the fighters. Fuck.
That's tough.
Brutal. Probably a reason why I'm not on there too much. I also hate breaking down fights all the time.
I know you do.
Yeah.
All right. Next
You're
one is
such a mystery to me.
Really?
I can't believe you played with your mentality. The fact that you played football and then decided to fight. You're not aggressive. You don't even like it. It's so aggressive.
It's weird.
You don't even like talking about aggressive things. You don't like aggro guys.
Hate it.
Yeah, you're such a metrosexual, homosexual. You've got a lot of things going on that are the exact opposite of any of that typical warrior hunter energy. You're not even an outdoorsman. You don't work with your hands. You're nothing that. You like clean, spotless surfaces.
You don't even work with your
You like
hands.
your skin to be well manicured and moisturized. And I've never seen anything like it. And yet you choose to do the most aggressive male shit on the planet for 29 years, for 30 years.
That's weird.
And I'm actually very puzzled psychologically about it. I don't understand it. I do see your aggression come out when you're challenged, but that's even intellectually. It's not even physically. You've never in a million years been physical. I've never heard you say, "I'd like to beat his fucking ass" in my
Never.
life.
Not one.
It
no
just
one.
doesn't even enter your mind. I'm that way.
Someone told me the other day this guy. I told you this, right? This guy wanted to beat my ass. I said, "Tell him to call me. Let's talk it out."
Yeah. You were like, I'm not even mad at him. I'm not. I'm a fan.
I don't care. I do not care.
So explain to me, please, for a second, did you ever think, what the fuck am I doing? Or was that the constant question in your brain?
It's almost the normal path, right?
Just because you were just naturally really good at it.
I was good at it.
And you saw that as your
enjoyed
ticket?
football. Yeah, and I saw it as my calling.
Okay, now hold
'Cause
on.
you don't. Also in Denver, Colorado, no one's like, okay, you're big, fast, strong, whatever. Go to this audition, Denver,
Yeah,
Colorado.
play the violin.
Get into show business.
Yeah, play the
no one's
violin.
telling me that.
All the
encouraging
goodies
that.
came from using your body
Yes.
and the
Not your
attention
brain.
and the spotlight.
No one said, "Oh, make sure you focus on your education and make sure you study this stuff and make sure you're up on your pop culture because someday you might have a show on E." No one ever told me that.
I mean, any boy who is all of a sudden at 8, 9 years old finds himself faster and stronger than everybody else. You're gonna play. I would have played football. Of course, I would have played football.
But also,
or baseball.
but
or
the
whatever.
thing is, if my friends were Joe Rogan, Bryan Callen, and Chris D'Elia when I was young, maybe I would have gone a different path. But when my friends are, my brother, all older and they're all into sports, and I want to be cool, so I do what they do.
It depends on what your culture considers masculine. A lot of
The
cultures.
only way you're going to be cool on my street was the shoes you wore if you had Jordans on, if you had a cool starter jacket from the Dallas Cowboys or San Francisco 49ers, or if you had a Michael Jordan jersey, or if you can't afford any of that, you better be good at sports.
Well, that's like in Russia. If you're a great ballet dancer, it's not really considered. I mean, Russians are aggressive, very masculine people, men. It's a very patriarchal society, but a lot of great dancers came out of Russia because there's a support system. If you're a great Russian dancer, you're a man
great.
and you get laid.
Be great.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
it all
is that you know how I've always kind of gone. I do my zebra thing. I've always been a zebra.
Yeah.
I would wear cleats to school in preparation for recess to destroy kids on that's how serious I was about my sport.
That's amazing.
I would clunk
Because
around.
you can cut. Because you can make cuts.
Everyone else was slipping. So kids would make fun of me because I'd walk through the hall in these I'll never forget, pony molded cleats. Clink,
you know what's funny
clink
about
in the
that?
halls,
Yeah.
and then kids would make fun of me like, wait to recess, bitch. Wait to recess. And then as soon as it'd be 3, 2, 1, game on.
Yep.
I'd grab, all right, give me the ball.
It's so funny that you say that because we were all in our 30s and it was a wedding and we go to play. We're in Maryland, I think, or Washington, D.C. We go to a field. It's a bunch of guys and the dads are in their 50s and everybody's playing touch football. And there's a dude who played safety in college, D3, and he's blowing by me. And he's cutting, and we were playing in mud, and I kept falling and slipping, and dudes are twisting their knees, and we're all fucked up, all full of mud. And old El Cutto, El Zippy is moving back and forth, and I go, how the fuck is he this fast? And my buddy goes, he's wearing cleats.
Bro.
I go, you brought cleats to a wedding, you fucking
That's
loser.
sad.
You knew
you're a loser.
we were going to play.
No, you're a loser.
You
then.
knew we were going to play
No.
touch football.
If you're 30 at a wedding wearing cleats, you're a loser.
I was
if
like-
you're in 4th grade, you're awesome.
Correct.
If you're 4th grade,
Correct.
you're awesome.
But if you're 33, and
33?
you're trying to get one up on me,
For
in
sure
touch
you're
football,
single. For sure you're single.
Unbelievable.
Because if you're heading out the door and you're like, babe, give me my cleats. You're like, what the fuck you wearing your cleats? First of all, at 33, why do you have cleats?
Right.
Why do you have fresh cleats?
Cleats.
What if, unless you're in the NFL,
Wait, this is very funny.
why do you have fresh cleats?
This is very funny. You're so right. If you're not in the NFL and you own cleats in your 30s,
Where did you even get them? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Did you go to Sports Authority and try on cleats? How embarrassing is that?
if you walk in to a Sports Authority and you're like, hey, where's your cleat section?
I'd say we don't have any for you. Did you just sign a new deal with? Who do you play for?
Who's your sponsor?
Oh no, and I have this thing, a flag. No, we don't have them. For
The answer is this. Oh, no. Your sponsor will provide them for you.
I'm gonna do you a salt. Your team doesn't provide those? They don't, dude. I was at the barber.
That's so
I was at the barber last week.
I'm writing that down as a joke.
Right? How funny is that?
Yeah.
I was at a barber last week, and maybe 2 weeks ago. I need to get my hair cut before the live show this weekend. Anyways,
your hair is
I'm
fine.
thinking out
God
loud.
damn
I'm thinking
it.
out loud.
God
So
damn it.
I'm sitting down, right? I'm
Oh.
waiting because everyone waits for this one barber. He's up the street from here at Fox Sports. I'm waiting for this one barber, and the guy's next to me, bare bellies, out of shape, fucking just got off working till it's whatever. He's going, bro, when I fucking connected, bro, I zoomed in, I watched the next, and they're breaking down this game. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, these dudes know some baseball. And he's like, you know what? I went to the batting cages. And I'm like, hold up. He's like, I was in the batting cage. I spent some hours in there, bro. And then for the game, and I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
They're talking about a company softball game.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You have to
And he
understand.
was like, bro, we can't lose this weekend. We cannot lose this weekend.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how serious it is and how he needs to ease up on the grip and his wristbands. Every bit of 45. Every bit of 45.
Well, the best man at my wedding, Jimmy Burke, one of my favorite people on the planet, he takes his touch football and his softball team and his role on those teams very seriously. And for a while, I was on the group email where he would rally the troops, and I would enjoy getting on there and calling all of them losers.
Everyone's like, fuck
to the
you,
point where
Bryan.
they kicked me off the group
For
email.
sure,
I
you're
was
not
like,
included.
hey, losers, where were you guys in the 80s and the 90s when
Yeah.
it mattered in fucking high school and college, you yokers? Anyway.
Bro, how about this?
I make fun of him for it.
How about in Denver? The Denver Broncos just lost in the playoffs. I forget who they lost to. It was after they beat the Raiders or the Steelers. Then they lost that last game to go to the championship. So me and Tim are hanging out. Tim, Robbie, Tebow, and we drive up to a flag football game. So it's Tim, Tebow, myself, and Robbie. We pull up in cleats to a flag football game in just a big regular park, and just jump. Hey, we got next. The three of us.
What?
We got next. And
Hold
some
on.
kid
Wait.
goes,
So you, Tim?
Tim Tebow, Robbie Tebow, the three of us.
You go up.
And Peter Tebow.
When was this?
Tebow's and me.
When was this?
This is like 3 or 4 years ago.
This is amazing. And you guys, they're all playing touch football?
They're all playing, and we roll up and we go. We got the week before, Tim beat the Pittsburgh Steelers through the game-winning touchdown to Thomas. Remember that? And then they lost the following week.
I remember,
whatever. So Tim, we're just sitting around. He's like, let's go mess around, man. We're bored. So we drive up to this park, and there's a bunch of guys. There's like 3 or 4 teams. And Tim goes, yo, we got next. And you see everyone go,
no.
What the fuck?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and Tim goes, we need 2 more, man. And then the guys are like, oh, we'll go. We're on your team.
Damn right.
And we just smoked these kids.
That's so unfair.
We just,
by the way,
Robbie
Tebow's no joke. Robbie.
Neither is Peter Tebow. He's small, but he's feisty.
Robbie ain't small. Robbie's
a beast.
I took Robbie in this weekend with my hands.
Very good athlete.
He's as thick and as strong as it gets. He had a flat hand and he kind of hit me in the back.
There's a mitt on him.
He hit me in the back and I didn't tell you this, but a little of my air went out. I went,
hey man,
he's an easy 230.
Yeah.
And just as thick and strong, and I was
the whole Tebows are. So we go up there.
Mitts.
Tim goes, we got next, and Tim was all-time QB, and me and Robbie were just doing work.
Oh, you mean Tim
reps.
Tebow played quarterback? That's crazy.
He goes, I'll just be all-time QB. Shaking guys. We throw screens and shit. Just
oh, that's ridiculous.
It was so
that's
much
so
fun.
Unfair.
Oh, they loved it.
You
man.
played tight end?
I was receiver.
You just played receiver. That's
run
beautiful.
Run deep routes. It's fun.
Throw it in the air. I'll catch it.
It was so fun, man.
What a great time. Did you win like 1,000 to 0?
We did well.
Pros versus Joes.
Yeah, something like that. So funny though. We
so
got
great.
next. That's how humble Tim is. And then stayed after, signed everything, took pictures, everything.
When you're that outclassed, when I was trying to spar with Chris Van Eerden, when he was getting me off balance and just punching me a little bit and knocking me on my ass, he would punch me in the face and I would fall down. I had a bar. It didn't hurt, but I was so off balance that I would just fall on my fanny. I'd fall and get so mad.
Don't say fanny.
That's how I felt.
That's why you're bad at boxing.
I deserve to be called.
I
deserve
fanny.
to say it was a fanny.
I fell on my
because I had a
fanny.
fanny when I was fighting him. I had a fat fanny. I felt like I had a fat fanny. I felt like I was a big fannied softy.
Keep moving on. What do you got, Ev? For the fights, it's the co and the main. Is that what you want to do?
We'll do the last 3 fights. So we'll start with.
Is this on Fox Sports?
Yeah, this is on FS1. Whole thing's on FS1.
Oof, that Matt Brown falling out. You know, I love Neil Magny as much as the next guy. I call him the Gazelle. I gave him the fucking name, the Gazelle. He's not a draw. That's a tough one. Matt Brown falling out sucks for everyone.
Yeah, tough loss.
What is Matt Brown hurt his knee? What happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've got first up. We'll do Jussier Formiga, Henry Cejudo, flyweight.
Cejudo's, I think, a minus 400. Cejudo's the next guy to. He's the only guy I see competing with Demetrius Johnson, and that's tough to say. Cejudo's a monster. Cejudo wins that easily. Decision. Enjoy that decision.
Just because they can't knock each other out.
Tough.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Cejudo fan. Great guy, man. Really good guy.
Yeah, he's a stud. Co-main event: Ricardo Lamas, Diego Sanchez. This could be fun.
Ooh.
That's your fight on. That's your fight of the night, and that's your draw. Make that the main event.
Wow.
For sure, make that the main event. What?
Yeah.
That's your main event.
How long can Diego Sanchez?
Well, cutting that low in your career is tough, man. Cutting to 45 in your career is tough.
He's cutting to 45 for this fight?
Lamas is 45er.
Oh, my God.
I think Diego's
How
a
is he
big
doing
underdog. Minus big underdog. Plus 500, plus 600, I would say.
What? That's a big cut for
He used to fight
Diego.
at 70, and he was a big 70.
He's a big
55.
Diego's a plus 400.
There you go.
Diego is a plus 400, meaning
He's plus 400.
I mean, you'd have to.
meaning he's not an underdog.
No, plus 400 means if I put 100, I would win 400 on Diego. That's how big of an underdog he is.
It's embarrassing that I don't know
He's a
odds.
1 to 4
I always
underdog.
pretend I do, and I don't. When people talk odds, it's manly to know. Like, what's the spread? And I always go, yeah, what's the spread? But I don't know. It's like,
Dude, I'm that way with a lot of like religion. When you guys start talking about religion, right? I didn't grow up religious.
yeah.
But someone goes, we were doing something the other day. You're like, the thing. I went, oh, for sure.
Yeah. It's just
It's the
sometimes you
worst.
have holes in your knowledge.
You do.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up overseas. I don't know. That's why I don't know a lot about
I grew up
sports. I didn't grow
balls
up
deep in
watching
sports.
any of it.
I grew up balls deep in sports, collecting sports cards. I can tell you most of the time, 90% of the time, what college the guy went to, size, position, stats.
Well, you should see.
Weird.
When I was younger, and I would do that. I tried to be accepted, so I would start pretending I knew sports.
Yeah.
And I would jump on it. And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, no kidding." Well, you know what? You know how I do if I hear something from somebody.
Regurgitate
I'll regurgitate
yes,
it, right?
It's not yours.
Like I do that with fighting too.
Yes.
Of course, I had a long talk with Tariq Azim about the home Ronda fight, and of course, I know everything now.
Isn't it tough not to call her Holmes though?
Yes,
Isn't
it's
that
really
tough?
hard. I know.
It's just
Holly
natural.
Holmes. But it's home, and I apologize to everybody. But yeah, you're right. Now it's home. But you're right. I want to call her Holmes.
Me too.
But I go to the set of the Goldbergs and they're like, "What do you think of that fight?" And I'm literally regurgitating what Tariq Azim told me. And I sound awesome.
They're like, Cal knows his stuff.
Of course.
Well, he has a fight podcast. Well, no, he doesn't. There's no fight podcast.
How about this? One time I get lost. This is way before navigation. I'm on my way to a wedding. I go into I remember as a young man, I always felt guilty and less than that I didn't know how to work with my hands. I didn't know how to build things. I didn't know anything about
insecurity for
engines,
you. Okay.
and I felt like I was coddled as a kid. I felt like I was a rich kid,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be a working class. Like I didn't grow up American. And I always had this shame for not being kind of gritty and stuff like that. So I get lost, and I walk into this garage. And there's this dude with greasy hands, and he's just big, and he's strong, and he's a man who works on fucking cars. And I know how to ingratiate myself with people. Like I'll find what you're good at, and I'll just I had to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
I grew up
that way, moving all the time.
Right. So I walk into this garage. I'll never forget this, and I see this big guy, probably 40 years old, and I'm 21, and just feeling like a skinny pussy. And I have to ask him directions, and I go, "Well, I'm gonna butter him up a little bit," and he's got this engine block on a thing, and I go, "Woo!" I go, "How about that bad boy right there?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "That is one hell of a freaking engine, man. Look at that bad boy. Now, what would I throw that into? A Corvette or something?" I go, "Because look at the," and I remember I said something, the pistons. I go, I swear to God, I go, "Look at the pistons on that bad boy." I go, "Now what's that? What's that?" And somebody had told me something about a 350 Windsor or something like that. I remember, and I go, that if I didn't know better, that looks like a 350 Windsor. Now, what would you throw that in? Is that a Corvette engine? And I swear to God, the guy, he pauses and he goes, "It's a boat engine, man." And I didn't. I went. I didn't know how to get out of my. I didn't know how to get. I go. "It is, isn't it? I can't see the angle. The angle that I'm looking at." I remember I said that. I don't remember what I said exactly. But I remember I go, "The angle." And then he goes, "What can I help you with?" He stopped me.
Yeah,
"What can I help you with?" I go, I'm looking for I need to go to the 95. The guy gives me a fucking map and kicks me in my ass, basically.
Boat engine. Get the fuck out of there.
I got in my car like, what a dick.
Ugh.
I just drove away. It's a boat engine.
That's the
Or he
worst.
just stopped. It's a boat engine.
It's that small. Let's break down these two fights but it's that small chat, man. Like the other day, I was at a bar by myself at Mercedes up here, and I'm just eating breakfast there, man. I just want to watch the Broncos game, right? I called you. And I'm just sitting there. All I want to do is eat my fantastic meal, drink coffee, and you watch the Broncos game. And there's a commercial for Tony Romo on DirecTV, and this fucking guy next to me goes, "You believe that?" I act like I don't hear him because I hate that small chat without football or whatever. And I go, "What?" And he goes, "You believe that?" And I heard him tell the guy next to him that was Brandon Vera.
Oh, my
So
God.
already I'm like, God damn it. And he goes, "Dude, what a sellout. Am I right?" And I go, "Who's a sellout?" And he goes, "Tony Romo." I wouldn't do that, man. If I was in the NFL, I wouldn't let him play a commercial for me as I was playing. It makes him seem like a joke. And I was like, should I even get into this?
He just wants to talk to Brandon Vera
And
or
then-
Brendan Schaub.
And then finally I go, "Bro, you realize he shot that last summer? That has nothing to do with his playing right now. He shot that last summer. They wait to air these things during the football season when it's relevant." And he goes, "I don't care, man. I wouldn't do that."
For $1 million, listen, sir, for $1 million or whatever they paid him, and I guarantee it's over $300,000. I know
for
the
DirecTV national campaign.
I know the numbers.
Yes, probably $1 million.
Yeah.
Tony Romo.
So yes, you would. Yes, you would. And by the way, For $1 million,
was a day
you'd
of
get on
shooting.
TV, you'd put a bow in your hair, you'd lie on your tummy, you'd arch your back and pull your butthole open.
And you would bulldog your nuts out the back. You would bulldog your nuts out the back, and honey, what? Too much?
What the fuck does bulldog?
You don't know what bulldog is? Bro, when you put your nuts behind, like a
You
bulldog?
took it a step further.
Well, he would do that, though.
You took it a step further.
He would do that. He would tuck his
You didn't miss a beat.
No.
You just looked at me and you were like,
You
why not? You go,
bulldog.
and let me add to it. You bulldog your nuts. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. So you push your nuts.
Yeah, I'll show you after this. You're going to be really good at it because your balls are so big. You tuck your nuts back like your dog, like a bulldog.
Oh, that's so.
He would do that on American TV
Yes, you
for
would.
$100,000.
And by the way, watch this.
and then play flag football.
And I'd be the director and I'd go, hey, fuck stick, bulldog your nuts. And then you'd go, yeah, bulldog your nuts. And then you'd bulldog your nuts.
I would say, and
With a
another
smile.
thing.
And smile when you're doing it.
I'd say, and another thing, slap dick, bulldog your nuts.
And you know who else would do that? This guy right here, and so would you. $1 million? Why
$1
not?
million?
You guys want to see my starfish? Want me to peel the peach? No problem. Want me to bulldog my nuts?
You guys want me to take a selfie while Brian bulldogs his nuts for $1 million? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put my face on his ass cheek while his nuts are hanging by my nose.
$1 million?
What? I
Big
don't
deal.
care.
I'll wash my face or not.
Don't be weird.
Don't be weird. It's just germs.
Yeah, man. Don't be so anti.
Bulldog your nuts.
It's ridiculous, right?
I
didn't create
learned
that,
something.
by the way. Yeah.
Still.
Let's get these next two fights before we bulldog our
God,
nuts.
that's funny.
All right, Sanchez Lamas. What you got?
Oh man, my heart wants Sanchez to win so bad. I'm a fan, always been a fan of Sanchez, but Ricardo Lamas probably win this one. TKO.
It'll be another one. He bites down on his mouthpiece and just goes.
Yep.
It's going to be one of those.
45 is a
insane-
different animal.
You think he gets finished?
Yes.
Because
Unfortunately,
that
what I
weight
want,
cut.
what I want is that weight cut, and the brain trauma is tough at that weight
Can
cut.
they use IVs?
Nope.
No more IVs.
No more IVs. That started in October. So there's no IVs. Sanchez hasn't looked phenomenal, right? He had that close fight with Gilbert Melendez at 55, which was a great fight. Then he got finished before that, correct? After
did he
that?
fight Gomi recently? Sort of recently?
Yes. I want Sanchez to win. I don't think he will. I hope it's an epic fight. That's your best fight on the card, by the way.
Yeah.
So my brain says Lamas. My heart says Sanchez.
It really worries me
And
when
then
a guy like that is willing to
cuts
take
that
that
much
kind of
weight,
punishment.
and he's had that much
he's
wear
going to be
and tear.
that dehydrated, and he's got
He's
so
from-
much wear and tear.
Hold on. Look at me. He's from Tough One.
What?
Tough One.
What?
It's one of the originals, right?
He's from Tough One. He fought Florian in the finals.
So
and
unbelievable.
destroyed Kenny.
Yeah, beat him pretty good.
No one talks about it, though, because all we
yeah,
talk
got
about is
overshadowed.
Bonner. Yeah.
I mean, his jiu-jitsu, he went the distance with Marcelo Garcia in the Mundials.
he's amazing at jiu-jitsu.
I mean, he went the distance with him.
He's had such a long career, man. What a stud.
His cardio is so ridiculous. He trains up in Albuquerque, right?
He's a Greg Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, he hasn't
I mean-
fought in over a year.
Good.
It's good.
His
for him.
last fight was that Ross Pearson fight.
Where he got knocked out?
No, he won a split decision. That
Yeah.
was
Oh, my
that was a
God. In
crazy fight.
Albuquerque.
terrible
Oh,
decision.
my God. I forgot about that.
That was June of last year.
He's as rugged as it gets, but you worry about a guy like that when you're sucking that kind of weight and you know he's going to
Head
chomp
trauma.
down.
So for listeners out there, the head trauma is worse. The lower weight, the more weight you cut, the worse the head trauma gets. So I'm hydrated right now. I'm going to have less brain trauma if I get knocked out than if I were to cut to 205 or 185. Because you got to remember, when you deplete your body of fluids, you're depleting your brain of fluids. Which protects the
according to
brain
Jeff
sac.
Novinsky on Rogan's podcast, one of the things said about IVs was that there's a tendency with IVs to hydrate too quickly, which creates edema, which creates, I guess, your cells can't handle that much water and they burst or they get swollen. I don't know what it is. And so,
But he also said you can hydrate naturally the same as IV, and that's incorrect.
that's probably incorrect.
That's incorrect.
I would believe
for,
that.
For guy, that's just he's wrong.
He's not a fighter. He doesn't know.
He's not a fighter. He's never done it.
Right.
He's going based off whatever his notes are.
Yeah.
Whoever told him that, they're just wrong.
Yep.
Because if you ask a fighter, you ask.
I'll ask fighters. I'll go with fighters.
Ask any wrestling
Yeah.
coach. Ask any fighter. Ask any wrestler who's cut weight all his life. He's gonna be like,
Right.
no, that's some bullshit. It's
I
just
believe
that's just not true.
Right.
I don't give a fuck how they paint the picture.
And that's where it's dangerous.
So in the main event, it's Neil Magny and
Kelvin
Kelvin Gastelum.
Gastelum.
Neil Magny.
You got Neil?
Yeah.
How? I talked to his head coach this morning.
I just think Neil Magny's got crazy cardio and his striking. He's long. I just think he.
I think for Kelvin, it's like a horrible matchup for him.
Yeah.
Stylistically wise, there couldn't be a worse matchup, really.
Yeah.
And for Neil
Tough
thrives
fight.
off taking these short fights. He's always in shape. It's in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Elevation.
in
No
Monterey. The elevation 1,700 feet.
No problem
above
for
sea
Neil
level.
Magny.
Well, yeah, Neil Magny is used to 5,280.
It's a fucking walk in the park for him then.
There you go. So you're talking about, fight in Mexico. 5 rounds is the main event. Kelvin ain't going 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Discipline's always been an issue for Kelvin. Discipline's not
Really?
an issue.
It has been?
Yeah, he's missed weight a bunch of times.
Wow.
He doesn't come in the best shape in his fights. Neil does.
Yeah.
It's just a bad fight for Neil. Kelvin's biggest chance is to
You mean
win.
a bad fight for Kelvin?
Bad fight for Kelvin. Kelvin's only chance to win is in that first round.
Yeah.
After the first round, I think Neil might lose the first, possibly the second, and then it's Team Gazelle takeover.
Yeah.
Then Neil wins 3, 4, and 5 and wins in a decision.
Yep.
Boom. And if you're playing DraftKings, go to DraftKings.com, promo code FIGHTER if you guys want to try using these picks, see if you make some money. Because we pick some underdogs.
Underdogs.
Some underdogs.
But we pick some underdogs.
Underdogs, boss.
We go underdog.
Underdog, boss.
Fight DraftKings underdog.
DraftKings.com.
When we use DraftKings, we bet on the underdog.
We bet on underdog and we bulldogging out the
Underdog.
back. We go ahead and bulldog it
I
down the
bulldog my
back.
nuts and I bet on the underdog.
I'm going to go ahead and bulldog these nuts and I'm going to take the under. I'm going to bulldog these nuts.
I'm a bulldog these nuts. I swear to God, and I know I'm a sick fuck, I'm going to lie down on my bed tonight.
Oh, you're going to do it
And
and
when
send
my
me a
wife
picture.
walks in, I'm going to have my ass in the air and I'm going to have my nuts bulldogged. And I'm going to go, you want some of this? And I want to see what she
Say
does. And I
you
guarantee
want an English bulldog, girl? You trying to get a piece of this English bulldog? Or you want the French? And then turn to the front. Or you want that French bulldog?
no balls, just dick.
Yeah. Or you want that Frenchie?
Me, I like to hide my balls from a girl and just show her my shaft. Hey, honey, I'm all shaft. Hope you don't mind this French
I'm
dick.
bulldog in the back. Bulldog in the back. Wiener dog in the front.
There you go.
Girl,
bulldog.
You want that English bulldog? Or are you trying to get that schnauzer?
No. Dachshund.
You want that? You want that? You want that schnauzer?
Dachshund.
I go, girl. You want that English bulldog out the back? Or you want that schnauzer in the front?
No, you want a wiener,
Ja,
wiener dog. Wiener
Ich
dog.
don't think so.
Wiener dog.
Ja, or ich don't think so.
Yeah, would you like my wiener dog? My
Ja,
Dachshund?
Wiener.
Would you like my Dachshund? Would you like my Dachshund?
Shuck my Wiener Schnitzel.
Would you like my English bulldog on the back right there? Look at that! Look at those balls. Do you like those balls?
balls.
I'm gonna peel
You know
my
what,
peach.
I
I'm all
can't do
balls
it.
in
I can't do
arsehole.
an English accent.
Not like this.
For the life
it
of me.
depends. If you do like
I grew
a
up
Cockney,
around English accent.
I know, but if you do a Cockney, it's not about like this. Yeah, this time.
I can't do it.
I've got to work on it. But if I listen to it for a while,
Suck that schnauzer.
suck it.
That should be a T-shirt.
Wiener,
Suck
not
that
schnauzer. Wiener.
No, schnauzer.
Schnauzers are German dogs, but the Dachshund, Dachshund,
No,
Dachshunds are the
Dachshunds-
wiener dogs.
I know, but that's not funny. A schnauzer is funny. Suck my schnauzer.
Schnauzers are really hairy, so if your shaft was super hairy,
Yeah, you're older. You have a bush.
I don't have a bush, and my wiener isn't.
Hey, what does
hairy.
a schnauzer look like?
A Schnauzer is a German dog they got a hairy face, and there are giant Schnauzers, standard Schnauzers, and miniature Schnauzers.
They have little
Suck my
beards.
You're
giant
talking about
schnauzer.
a Dachshund.
Suck my
a
giant
Dachshund.
schnauzer.
You're talking about a Dachshund.
Ich don't think so,
A
yeah.
wiener dog.
Yeah, or ich don't think
A
so.
Dachshund is also a German dog, Dachshund, and they use them for rats. They would go into tunnels and get rats. Dachshund.
All I know is suck my schnauzer is better than suck my wiener dog.
Damn it. Suck my
I love me a wiener dog, dude. We need a mascot for the studio. I wouldn't mind a wiener dog.
No, I don't like wiener dogs.
Have you ever seen that picture? It's a puppy wiener dog. Someone has a hot dog bun.
Oh,
Oh, it's cute.
oh,
Super cute.
cutie.
Suck my schnauzer, girl.
Oh, God. Dude,
I can't stop
bro.
saying it.
Please.
I can't believe we have a show that you can say suck my schnauzer.
You can't. And I
You can't. We have to edit this
don't
out.
say suck my schnauzer. It's so weird.
It is weird.
Nobody wants that much hair in their mouth. Whenever I see a guy with a huge beard and he's with some smoke show, I'm always like, you just love hair in your mouth, girl. When you make out with a girl,
know, it must be nasty.
she likes the hair, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not.
That shows
My
me
beard's
how
not
different women
crazy
are.
out of control. Like it's pretty.
Well,
taken
you're a
care of.
good-looking guy, but I mean, the fact that a girl has no problem with all that hair.
It makes you wonder about the girl.
Well, it's just
I think it's
girls. They're
weird.
just different than we are.
Hey, well, I want to ask her: Are you into Chewbacca? Does that arouse you? Does Chewbacca?
A lot of
arouse
girls
you?
like a hairy fucking.
Because it makes
man.
them like manly.
They
right?
like a hairy, dirty man.
Yeah, it's not
A
us.
big,
is it?
hairy guy.
That's not us.
Not my thing.
Not me. I'm not very hairy. Ev, how old are you?
28. Just turned 28 recently.
No, you're 28.
Didn't get invited to the birthday party.
Yeah, we didn't. Fuck your birthday party. We
Hurts me.
we've known you for 3 years.
Almost. Something like
yeah,
that.
right.
It's been a
Crazy.
while now.
But, yeah, it has been a long time. But you've never had a girlfriend this whole time.
Nothing serious.
What's
Nah.
up with that?
Well, hold on. Maybe.
You want to suck our schnauzers?
Maybe what turns you on is a guy peeling the peach, bulldogging his ball.
You know, I haven't had the bulldogging thing. Maybe I'd like it. I don't know.
No, for reals. What do you think it is? Are you not worried at all? Are you not worried you're
Why would I
turning?
be worried?
I didn't have a girlfriend when I was his age.
But you had one before.
I've always had girlfriends. But
My man doesn't.
I'm 28.
He went to a Justin Bieber concert with his best friend.
well, that means now hold on.
I'm-
There are a couple of things now. You
Hold
can't
on.
work here anymore, sir. Obviously, you can't work here anymore, and you're absolutely out of our circle. But here's the thing:
The Abbott Kenny Fight Club circle's here.
you went to a Justin Bieber concert with your buddy. Well, I want to go back. I want to ask you again. So you went to a
Oh, well.
you went to a Bieber concert with your buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let's I need to take a minute.
I knew
didn't-
Callan's
I
going to
didn't know
roast you for this.
For the record, Callan, he wanted to go. This guy was all about it.
We've already established how
Yeah, it's different. And
Yeah,
I have a
how's it
girlfriend,
different?
and
Oh.
we know
So
my
what, if you-
and we know my track record.
right.
Oh, I can't.
So I can show
go
up
to
there.
Bieber concerts because
It's
I don't
tough,
know.
man. You don't have the same track record.
Brennan
man.
wanted to go there
That's
and stand in the
shenanigans.
front row and just drag his finger across his throat while he looked at Justin Bieber just to throw him off.
Yes.
You're going to die.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I want to know the conversation. Did you call your buddy and say, hey, Rex?
Rex?
Or
Why
Chet.
Rex?
Is his name Chet? Let's just say it's Chet. Chet, it's Evan. Hey, buddy, got tickets for the Bieber concert. Want to go with me? Is that what happened? Did you want to listen to his music?
Not quite.
Do you like Justin Bieber's music? I don't know his music.
Yeah, I can get down with it.
I enjoy
I
a
can get down
Bieber
with it.
tune.
You do. So he's legit to listen
Fuck,
to?
he's so talented.
But to
he's
go
a
to
little
his
bit of an
concert?
That's tough.
I mean, don't you have to be a teenage girl? Were you the only men there in your late 20s?
Nah.
Were you surrounded
There's a
by
lot.
13-year-olds?
But
Nah.
Ev,
No?
it doesn't stress you out at all. You haven't had a serious girlfriend up till you're 28.
No, I'm good.
Well, I'm just saying.
Hashtag
I'm
living a
surprised
lie?
you never had a girl.
Since we've been hanging out.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Is
man.
it?
It's
Is
all
three-
right.
3 years?
Yeah. Is that a long time?
How many girlfriends have I had in 3
hashtag
years?
balls on your chin?
How many girlfriends have I had in 3 years?
I don't think that's a long time.
Hashtag I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Hashtag I love this concert. Can't wait to get in the car with you. Hashtag what's going on? Why do you smell like cologne? Hashtag here we are alone after the concert.
Hashtag I'm a believer. Let me suck your dick.
Hashtag let's put on Justin Bieber, the music we just listened to, and rail.
It's so stupid.
What'd I say? Hashtag
I'm
do you
just
have
saying,
condoms?
man. Well, let's move on. We'll get over it. but
Hashtag do you have condoms?
he's
quote,
gonna
unquote,
go all
Charlie
day
Sheen.
unless we just move on.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have current events today or no?
Let's
we
do
got-
it. Let's do it. Hey,
Subway guy, Vogel, he
Yeah.
got sentenced.
Oh, let's talk about
years,
this.
15 years in prison.
And what did we hear?
How about that?
TMZ stopped us on
Yeah.
Abbott Kenny and
right.
said that he's trying to plead that eating Subway sandwiches gave him the complex to give him the urge to molest little boys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you eat processed meat and pepperoncini peppers and put mayo on a bun.
I'm fucking worried, man. I ate a shitload of blimpies and
you want
subs
to
when I was a
fuck
kid.
kids. Yeah, what a bunch of horseshit. Look, the guy's
There's no way
the
that holds
guy
up.
the guy is sick, and in my opinion, child molesters, until they figure out a way to cure that, can't be out in society. So 15 years is not long enough because he's going to come out and he's still going to want to fuck kids. And for me, if that's the case and you're going to release somebody, there should be at least something like an electronic bracelet on him. Because I'm sorry, but you want to protect children. I don't want him in my neighborhood. I don't want a guy who wants to. Who
You know
has
what?
a
You know what I think you
compulsion.
got to do since we don't have the technology for
Castrate 'em?
Castrate them.
There is chemical castration.
Yeah.
And that is an option.
Kill
You know,
the urge.
I believe in that.
I would say, listen, either you're doing 60 years in prison, which is basically your shitty life, or we're going to electronically castrate you.
Yeah.
You pick, my man.
There was a
you
guy.
can be balls deep in the subs all you want.
There's a guy who, it's a terrible story, but he stabbed a 5-year-old kid in his neighborhood and ate him. And he did 26 years, and now he's back out. He's living with his parents.
Holy fuck.
And I don't know why he's back out. He got 26 years, and now he's 55.
Did he get
did
any
it when
medical help?
20, no.
Mental help?
Who knows?
He's the exact
but the point
same
is
guy.
he went to jail. Now
Oh
he's
my
back
God.
out after eating a child.
Oh, in California?
It was, I can't remember, I think it was somewhere in the South.
God,
and the
thank
father
God.
of that child is in the same town.
He's going to kill him.
Well, I would. But then, the reality of saying you'll do something versus doing it, with all that pain that his father went through and everybody else who knew that family and everybody else who doesn't know that family. And you got this guy fucking out now. And
For sure move to a different hometown if you're eating someone's kid, though.
Yeah, man.
Don't move back to where you did it.
Yeah, he's obviously crazy and all that, but
That's insane
I don't
he's
want
out.
that guy alive, but I certainly, and if he's going to be alive, I don't want that guy anywhere near a real society. I want him in a cage. And I'm sorry. And you
You got to kill that guy.
You can say he might be sick and there's a
I
lot
don't
of
care.
science.
You got to kill that guy.
Right.
No, we got to kill that guy.
Right. I don't want a sick dog.
Should we
around.
start killing people?
Yeah.
Should we get Fire and the Kid on it? We
Hey,
start
that's
killing
that's
guys
what
that
I
get
would
out?
do. That's what I would do.
I'd probably pay someone to kill him, yeah.
And I'm a big believer that a lot of people who are in jail can be rehabilitated, or at least give them something. I think a lot of problems with recidivism, which that word means people coming back to jail, being in that revolving door. There are answers to that. If you're a criminal, if you made a mistake, if you were a good person who did a bad thing and went to jail, you deserve a second chance and all that. You hurt kids, you kidnap women, you do that kind of shit. You, in my opinion, should lose your right to freedom forever, and it's because it's a very practical reason. It doesn't even have to do with revenge. It's just fucking dangerous. I don't want you around. Oof. That's how I look at it.
You have some dropping knowledge for us?
You
got more events or no, Ev?
Not really. I mean, we could talk about the whole Syrian refugee fiasco
Let's
that's
do that.
going on right now.
Let's do that because I want to say
that
something.
feels like a good drop in knowledge.
I've gotten some emails, and I appreciate the emails from people who think that I'm being very easy on Islamic fundamentalism, or I am being an apologist for this kind of behavior. Let me set the record straight. I grew up in the Muslim world 8 years of my life, and this is what I'm trying to say. Do I think Islamic fundamentalism, do I think puritanical Wahhabism is something that I support? Of course I don't. Do I think a lot of Muslim countries have a long way to go when it comes to rights for women? I live there. I fucking know that they do. What I was trying to say was that a lot of times what you hear in the media versus what the reality is very different. And I happen to believe Muslims, Christians, whoever they might be, are generally people first. And are they religious? A lot of times they're not that religious. They're about as religious as I am. I'm not that religious. And all I'm trying to say is this. Let's talk about the Syrian refugees. I keep getting these
Stop
emails.
breathing into the mic so hard.
My bad.
I keep getting these emails, which says, "Hey man, this guy said 100,000 M&Ms. If 10 are poisoned, I don't want any of the M&Ms." It's a fucking stupid way to look at these refugees. This country, the United States, the United States, being an American is an idea. It's holding certain values. It's about believing in life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let's talk about that for a second.
Get 'em.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Think about how general that is, guys. Life, you are entitled to life, you are entitled to liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not even happiness. The Founding Fathers left it so general, the pursuit of happiness, which means if you want to eat celery, and that's your idea of happiness, then so be it.
Balls deep in celery.
I would remind you that we are a country of refugees. We are a country of immigrants. My family was immigrants, very few. And I want to read something that I want to read just part of what Emma Lazarus, who was I believe, she was a woman as she was coming into New York Harbor from, I believe it was Russia, and look that up for me. And she was too sick to even come on board. She was too sick. She was in the bowels of the ship. She was too sick because she had a fever or something. But she wrote this, and this is what's inscribed. This is part of what's inscribed on the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. This country, the United States, is strong because we've always been an idea. We have been a harbor for those who are yearning to breathe free. We are a harbor. We are a safe place for people who want a better life, who want freedom, who want to live life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what makes our country strong, because we give quarter to those that have been oppressed. That is our history, man. People who came here were broke. People who came here were running from oppression. The Puritans were running from oppression. The Jews from World War II were running from oppression. The people that made this country, that built this country, were here for a better life, who had a dream. To suggest that most of those Syrian refugees are any different is fucking ignorant. They are not. They are not. They are, the vast majority just are running from the same threat that attacked Paris, that has ruined Syria. They want to get the fuck out of that country. They just want a better life. Are there going to be extremists in that 10,000, 20,000, whatever they are? Probably. Is the United States so weak? Are we that afraid of 10, 20, 30 extremists? Yes, they can do a lot of damage. My country is stronger than that. My country is an idea. If you suggest that we keep 10,000 people who need a better life away because 10 shitheads might be mixed in with them, then let me ask you something. Should we keep all murderers in jail? All murderers, all criminals forever because they made a mistake, just in case they kill again? For all the people we release from jail, are some going to re-offend? They are. But that's not how you run a society. And here's the difference. The vast majority of these people who happen to be from Syria, I'm sorry, they're not that religious. I don't give a shit what you say. They're people who just want a better life for themselves and their kids. I'm not apologizing for fucking Islamic fundamentalism. I'm not apologizing for extremists. I am somebody who believes in a strong military. I'm not a pacifist. I'm not a left-wing, bleeding heart liberal. But I believe that this country's strong because we give second chances and we are a harbor of light to people who want a better life. Don't let these assholes like ISIS and these Islamic extremists ruin it for 10,000, 50,000, whoever it is, people who just want a better life. I know they're Syrian, believe me. I'm sure you have a lot more in common with them than you think. And that goes for all people. And you know what? The vast majority of refugees who come here, and you can look at the stats, they assimilate. They assimilate. They just do. They assimilate. They hold on to their traditions. But there are 8 million, 9 million Muslims in this country. Come on, guys. It's not the enemy. Extremism is. That's all I'm trying to say. We can go into like statistics, and you have someone like, you sent me a video of, what's her name? Gabriel.
Tell me, yeah. Dropping some knowledge.
What's
from
her name?
side of things.
Yeah, from her side of things. She's Melissa Gabriel or whatever. I'm going to look it up right now. She is essentially a Christian Maronite from Lebanon. She was, the Muslims tried to kill her and her family. You're going to be radicalized when you're like that. Let's just be careful of firebrands, guys. Just be careful. Remember, this country is great because we are a place for the oppressed and the hopeless to come to.
Can't be passive, though. Got to do
It's an
something,
idea.
man.
Of course
Can't
not.
Sit back.
You know, nobody's saying we're not vigilant. Nobody's saying you don't get. I want to go get those fucking guys, the ISIS guys, and I want to root them out. I think we should go in there with a group of, a coalition.
Our president
and
says
take
different.
them out.
Our president says different.
Look, there are a lot of ways to fight this. It's an ideological struggle. When you have an ideological enemy, there are a number of ways to fight them. It's not just bombs and guns. There are other ways as well. I don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into that.
But
just,
I think
just remember what makes this country strong, guys. And it's
they caught the main mastermind behind it, and he died.
He blew himself up. Or the woman did.
A woman
in Belgium
ended up killing him too.
Yeah.
But they found out he was the mastermind behind it. But they also found out they had a bunch of other stuff planned.
Yeah.
There's more stuff going on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And it is a threat. I'm not minimizing the threat, man. Minimizing the threat.
I keep my ass in the U.S. of A.
Well, that bothers me too.
Big Brown, go to Europe.
But that bothers me too because they win. So that when those assholes do that, when a couple of assholes
let's be honest,
I
wasn't going anywhere.
All of a sudden, the entire French tourism business is fucked. that bothers me every time that these guys scare us, because that's what happens. Like these Republicans, in my opinion, and I'm a conservative as far as like small government, market economics and stuff, and a strong military, but these Republicans are chicken shit sometimes. These governors, you're so fucking afraid. Our country's strong, man. We're strong.
You keep saying our country, but ISIS, you know what ISIS wants to do? They want to make it a war of us versus them. They want us versus Muslims. So when we go again and speak against all Muslims, that's what they win.
It's not the American way. Exactly.
No, that's what
You're
ISIS
right.
wants.
Right.
So ISIS is saying, yes, get mad at all Muslims. Beat up the random Muslim walking down the street.
Exactly.
That's what we want, because then they go, what the fuck, man?
You're
so
right.
that's all the Muslims. How many Muslims are in the world?
You're right.
How many Muslims?
1.3 billion, 1.5
They
billion.
want all Muslims versus everyone else, and they succeed when we start picking on the ones that aren't extremists. When we start calling all these, that's what the ISIS.
That's right,
That's
Brennan.
what they're trying to do.
That's exactly right,
Yes.
Brennan. That's exactly right.
That's how they win.
Our country.
So when you get on Facebook and you go, fuck Muslims, ISIS goes, hell yeah, we got another one. Yes, it's
Exactly.
working. And you know what ISIS, they have their own national campaign. They have their own international campaign. They have their own social media. They have their own magazine. So what they want to do is any terrorism act. So anything, that plane blown up in Russia,
They
the
claim
guy in the
responsibility.
Train, they claim because what do? We give them all this notoriety. We give them all this
Exactly.
power. And so then everyone goes, fuck Muslims, man. Look at these Muslims. It's
right.
a very small percentage. They want us versus them. And they're doing it because we're singling out all Muslims, not the bad ones.
Good point. That's a great point. It's exactly
Dropping
like
knowledge with Big Brown.
That's
not as stupid as I look.
I appreciate what you just said,
Right.
because I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
And as soon as they get us to start changing our behavior and our civil liberties and saying no to a bunch of desperate people, those assholes win. I don't want those guys to
fuck,
win.
Man, ISIS is right. Everyone is fucking.
It was
terrible.
like when North Korea, when they stopped, they refused to air that movie that James Franco was in about assassinating Kim Jong-il or whatever that asshole is.
The interview.
Yeah, and all of a
Funny
sudden
movie.
they're like, North Korea, it's kind of dangerous. What? North Korea? ISIS is going to bully the United States and change our values and the way we behave? What? ISIS is a joke. We should be making fun of those scumbags.
I agree.
Kill them.
They're not as dangerous as we
Take
think.
them out.
They're not as powerful as we think.
Unless we give them that kind of power.
Our media is portraying it that way. They're not
course.
as powerful.
The media makes
'Cause
money that way.
anything they do now is labeled as ISIS. They're not that big. They're not that powerful.
Correct.
In the grand scheme of things, they're not shit.
Listen, my buddy who's a Delta
You see the
operator-
Anonymous hacked into all their shit too?
No, I love
You
it.
know how the
Anonymous did?
Yeah.
Yeah! Way to go, Anonymous.
Right?
Down like 6,500 Twitter accounts.
That's
were
what we
related
need to do.
ISIS.
We can fight them on a lot of different fronts. Make fun of them. Tease them. Make the cartoons. Because they are.
Don't let them win.
Don't let them win.
Keep doing our thing.
Don't let them win. ISIS is already becoming a punchline in a way. Like when we talk about it. It's ISIS. Where when you take these guys, these Islamic fundamentalists, these extremists, what are they offering? Like, dude, what are you offering? Do you really think you're going to change the whole world? Do you really think we're going to go back to 7th century Islam?
Yeah.
What?
How do you think this is going to end for you?
You're going to die.
You're going to die.
They're having a big problem, too, because they have pension plans for their fighters. Problem is about tens of thousands of them already died. And now you got to pay your family. Good luck. They're going broke.
It doesn't make sense. They're fucking idiots.
And I think you're so right when you say you're giving them power. If they make us change our values,
Don't
our
get
civil
twisted.
liberties,
They didn't scare me out of going to Europe. You know, I hate to travel anyway. It kind of gives me excuse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
I'm just jumping on board everyone
That's
else.
right.
Yeah, fuck that place.
I want to go to Paris so I can say, fuck you guys. I'm not
go
afraid
there,
of you.
man. Yeah, go there.
But by the way, I have to say this. I have to say it.
Let's get dirty.
Man, I get more. I just feel like everybody should be allowed to carry a gun. I just feel like everybody in that movie theater that theater, the Bacan movie theater, music
it
theater
would've
had a
done
gun.
Nothing. Because everyone was listening to a rock concert and had their backs to them. They're on a balcony.
But if I had turned around, look, bang, 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 bang.
Oh, yeah, because you have an automatic and bang, bang, bang. And they have automatics.
At least I'd have a gun.
To do what, Brian?
shoot back.
You wouldn't do shit.
To shoot back.
Brian,
You and everyone else
what if
wouldn't do shit.
everybody has a gun there? Someone breaks out, starts firing an assault weapon. Everybody takes out their gun to try to shoot the guy with the assault weapon. You know how many people are going to die in friendly fire?
Well, what the
A
alternative was,
fuckload.
they were all sitting ducks and they had to run away. I'd at least like to have my Glock and shoot and have 12 chances to catch one of those guys in the head.
then you're gonna kill everyone around you.
That's not true, 'cause I aim well.
They're gonna go from that fire to the dumbass who decided to bring a gun to a rock concert.
How many people die at that rock concert if no one even breaks in and just shit gets a little crazy in the pit?
Somebody pulls out a gun.
I've seen some wild shit happen at concerts.
Listen, man,
everybody was loaded.
I don't know.
Bang.
Maybe you're making points. I just want to have a gun. I just want to be able to
I
carry a
do
gun.
too.
I feel
I
safer.
thought about it last night.
Bryan Callen feels safer
Bro,
if I got a gun on my hip.
I live in a gated community. Everyone around me is white and rich, and I lock the door. I lock all my doors.
Well, that's because you're not white.
And I'll
So
tell
you
my
don't feel
girl, I was
safe.
like, I need to get a gun. I need to get a gun. She's all, for what? I'm like, I don't know.
I have guns.
Some
That's why I
shit
have
breaks
guns.
off.
And I live in Calabasas.
You live in Calabasas.
Yeah.
Nothing ever is
Come into my house, see what happens.
Kardashian might mistake you for a black guy and try sucking your dick. That's the worst thing that's going to happen in Calabasas. Too much? No. Okay.
I like it.
All right, thanks, man.
That was a good
I like
joke.
it.
I like that.
Sorry, man.
I like it.
Thanks, brother.
Listen, man, all I'm trying to say is don't let the bad guys win.
We're giving them win because we're giving them airtime.
Don't let them change.
You're not ISIS. You're not
who we
stealing
are,
our
America.
airtime. You're
Be
not stealing our
strong.
airtime.
Fuck yeah. We're not afraid. Let those people in.
Yeah, whatever, man. Moving on. We're not doing fan questions today because this is just a bonus episode. This isn't the 100th episode. This is just bonus.
It's bonus.
It's just a bonus.
You wanna
Callan
do-
missed all this week.
We've done current
Wanted to
event,
make
current
himself
event.
feel
Ooh,
better.
I got to run anyway.
So we got where can they find you at, Callan?
Let's come see me. There are two places: San Antonio tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Where are you at in San
The
Antonio?
Laugh Out Loud Comedy Club. LOL.
Bring your David Robson jersey.
That's right. And then I will be in. Where else will I be? I'll be in.
You're in Ontario on Wednesday night.
and then I'll
That's
be
sold
and then,
out.
And then Friday, Saturday, I'll be at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City. So come and see me. I can't wait.
And then TFATK.com. Pick up your On It collab shirts. The grays and the reds are at onit.com. And then there's also the West Coast tour. One night, one show only in each city. Seattle, Portland, step your game up. Those are huge theaters. Let's show these people the power of the Fire and Kid Army. We need you guys. Come out in forces. Let's do this. San Francisco, Sacramento, Seattle, Portland, Las Vegas, and San Diego. West Coast tours coming at you live. TFATK.com.
What you were wearing on our live show,
You like
I
those?
text Anush at 5'4 Clothing and I said, I want this jacket.
You want to look
and
like
this
me,
T-shirt.
huh?
I did that.
Body not included. Did he tell you that? Body not
Body
included.
not included, but I like that jacket and I like that shirt. And that was 5'4.
So,
And-
did you see me on Fox Sports Live last night?
No.
I was also wearing a black leather varsity jacket from 5'4" and jeans.
You got to go to their website, 54club.com, and just look at what they have to offer and then look at the prices. And I'm telling you, because I cut out the middleman, I'm telling you the quality.
membership.
The quality of that, it just stays looking
You know
good.
me, man. You know how I am with clothes.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
you're
mess
actually
around.
wearing it without even doing it for the ad.
No, yeah. Just
You wear it
rock
because you
their
like
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
As do I. 54club.com. They will help you build a wardrobe. I know it sounds weird, but you don't have to think about it. They show up and they will help you build it. Is that 5'4", that shirt?
No.
Looks like it.
Definitely no.
Bottom line is, if you like casual, if you like business, depending on whatever, they have different categories. Go and take a look at it. They've got designers that are always changing things up, and it is pretty much your one-stop shop for everything you need.
That's 54club.com. Promo code FIGHTER. Get your free Fire and the Kid aviators with every order and a discount. That's promo code FIGHTER. 54club.com.